everybody. Hello. Hola. ¿Cómo están? Hello. Welcome in, Beans. God bless you guys. Happy Taco Tuesday. Just go watch Leaflit, for crying out loud. What do you mean? I'm just here to react live to the beat that's about to happen. Oh, hello, Beans. How's everybody doing? Welcome in. I'm still kind of under the weather, but I'm in a much better spot right now than I was earlier. So, apologies if my voice sounds like it's dying. I went to bed last night and I was pretty sick. I don't know what happened, but here we are. We're sick and we're live, but today, I'm gonna be, I was gonna continue reacting to what we were reacting to like last night. But it looks like, it looks like Leaflit and, that other person are gonna be, doing their debate tonight. So if you guys want to go watch on Leaflit's channel, you absolutely can. I'm just gonna be reacting live. I have her permission, I have her blessing. So we'll be reacting live to the stream. But of course, if you guys want to go support her, please check her out on twitch.tv/Leaflit and also on Kick, so kick.com/Leaflit. If you want to show your support to the blue slime lady.
Why do you want to go to Mexico?
And I am learning from the greatest debater in the VTubing sphere, Miss Leaflit herself. So I'm really excited. I have been seeing a lot of people go after Leaflit in, even just like the last couple of months. And she's a great friend and I love her very much. And I believe that a lot of the hate that she gets is unwarranted. Of course, she's not perfect. None of us are. There are some things I don't agree with her on, but I would say she does a pretty good job and has a big heart. So if you guys are watching her, that's totally fine. Please go show your support to her on her channel. Make sure to link her stuff so you guys can go watch the OG debate. But if you want to hear my reaction to it while watching her, that's totally fine. And the VOD will be up later. So if you guys want to see my reaction to that as well, you can. We're going to be watching her. I don't know if I'm going to watch her on Kick or if I'm going to watch. I think Kick has the least delay. Or it's like a much smaller delay than Twitch. So I'm going to go ahead and just pin this here for you guys. Both on Twitch and on YouTube. Or not, well, Twitch, YouTube, and Kick. So let's get this party started. She's about to be on. And yeah, super great friend. Love her a lot. And I'm really excited to see her, take the reins of this conversation and really show us the truth here. And if you don't follow Leaflit already, well, you're missing out on a really great content creator. So make sure to go show her your support, your love, all of that, and tell her the pink gremlin sent you. All right, let's do it.
I always get like no sleep. No, I had sleep. I always get really nervous before these. Like, to be honest, like it feels kind of like a real.
I feel like I'm gonna have to. I feel like I'm gonna have to go over here because I'm gonna block the other person.
Felt that.
Actually, I know what I'm gonna do. Let me make this smaller.
Why do I do these? Someone asked you.
I agree.
I'm speaking so highly. If you think you can, Wampus, thank you so much. Thank you. My first Leaf stream, but YouTube enjoyer. That time I saw the D&D horror story. Made an AI song, made me laugh a lot.
Yeah,
it's a good song. It's a good one. PV.
I'm gonna mute this for now. For a second here. But yeah, guys, please let really quick before we get started here, because Leaflet's gonna be talking to her chat for a little bit. I would like to pray for her for this entire debate, even for this individual. Honestly, they've been pretty nasty to me too. But I'm hoping that, you know, I know Leaflet's gonna do a really great job. She's been cooking, we've been talking, and I'm honestly really excited to see what her trump card is for this. So let me go ahead and get my other stuff here out of the way, and we'll full screen it. But yeah, how is everybody doing today? Hope you guys are doing well. You can see the Twitter headline, Leaflit punches down on smaller creator. I know that they're gonna find a way to do that for sure. Goodness gracious. Thank you, Beer Ninja. I'm feeling a bit better. I've definitely, this morning was really bad. But you know, God is good, and I'm really thankful that I'm here today. So is that why she's streaming so early? Yes, she's streaming early for this debate. So if you guys don't already, please give her a follow. Thank you guys for the follow and for your support. Please do go support her. And if you guys want to support me, my links are available in different spots. I have a throne. I have different places where you can donate if you want to, but obviously don't feel obligated at all to do so. But I do appreciate you guys, and you know, thank you for being really amazing. So we're gonna go ahead here. Really quick, I just want to pray for her, and we'll just bow down our heads in the name of the Father, Son, Spirit. Dear God, I pray that you may give Leaflit strength in this debate. Dear God, there's so many people that are coming after her and trying to keep her, or trying to catch her in a gotcha. And I just pray, Lord, for her and even for the other person, dear God, that their heart may soften. Hopefully, you know, their mind may change. But I pray that you give Leaflit the strength that she needs to keep moving forward here, and that this debate, you know, may whoever end up being victorious, Lord, may it be your will. And, you know, praying for Leaflit that it may be her, not for the sake of the victory, Lord, but for the changing of hearts that may be watching. And we pray for all of the unborn, dear God, who have been, you know, denied a chance at life, that they may be in your heavenly kingdom, you know, resting in your arms, dear Lord. And to the mothers who might be really close to doing that, dear God, that they don't do so, just want to give you honor and glory in this time in the name of Father, Son, and Holy. So I'm not going to have Leaflet's volume 2 up, because obviously I'm going to be reacting kind of live. So I don't think the person's here yet.
Did I wash my hands? Yep, I did, yeah.
She washed her hands.
Oh,
Leaflit, how could you? Let me know if you guys can hear it, okay? But like without it going. All right, let's. Okay, listen.
Hi.
Oh, that's a
give me 1
guy.
second, I gotta-
I forgot that was a dude.
Give me 1 second.
Oh boy, here we go.
I do this. I guess I'll just share my shoe screen, I guess. Actually, I know how I'll do this. Give me 1 second.
Man, jump scared. You know, and it's crazy because I honestly
have no
didn't
fucking idea at
check
all.
this person's like
worries. Take your
account.
time.
Like I only saw their account that they're using a female model, but I think that's what she was telling me last night. Oh, if you go to the page and you hear them, it's a dude.
I'll screen share it.
Yep,
I
we're
don't-
about to be
Did you
bopping.
want to do models on stream? I don't know how you wanted to do it. It's up to you. I don't really care.
Immortal, thank you for resubscribing. I appreciate it.
Screen.
Okay.
I just screen shared.
Yeah, just run that, and then I'll run.
All right, so I'm gonna turn off
Follow me more.
notifications real fast. Just because I want to focus on the
like
debate, but
share your
I'll stop every so often to, you know, say thank you to
Or
you
not
guys.
your screen, but like your model. Oh, there we go. I see it now.
Who the fuck is Leaflit?
Give me 1 moment.
Who the fuck is Leaflit?
I love hearing her follow sound. It's so funny. All right, so this is the battle, friends. This is what we need to keep doing. This is the kind of stuff that we need desperately on our side, is more people standing up against this kind of nonsense, man. Like for real.
Thank you, Celestium.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Leaflit follower. I appreciate it. Thank you for the 500 kicks, and thank you again, guys, for the follows and everything. Notifications will be. I have to go to disable my. I have to lower the volume on my kick notifications. So
I always forget. How to do this.
notifications will be off for the live reaction to the debate. Let me know if you guys can hear it. Okay.
You just
I might have to go on my
like that.
YouTube and listen to the audio. Let me see. I have to go to. You guys can hear it. Okay. But like without it going. Okay, it's not loud enough. I have to put her stream up a little more. Just playing around with the audio right now. Do the audio. Let me see. And thank you again, guys, for the follows and everything. Notification. I'm getting the pink lady commentary, blue lady's daytime stream. This is peak. I'm so excited for sure. Welcome in, Templars, and Eden, not eating. Welcome in, you guys. I will not be looking too much at notifications.
Thank you so much, by the way, guys. Thank you,
Are you
Starlight Kid.
speaking or are you muted? Oh.
Oh, I was
Unless you're
muted a
shaking
second
your
there.
Welcome in, Rumble friends.
Thank you, Starlight Kids.
Appreciate you. God bless you.
Thank you
Thank
so much
you.
for the subs, you guys, and thanks for all the follows, everyone. Thank you. I'm gonna probably not talk for a while. I'm gonna pause the alerts. All right.
Yeah, me too. I'm pausing my alerts
Okay,
as well.
I'm back. Sorry about that. Let me pop this up. How do I do this? Live.
Hi
Minimize
everyone on Rumble. Love you guys.
application.
Multiple streams require multiple streams.
What is that?
Awesome. Yeah, no worries. If you guys are watching
I guess it doesn't
Leaflit, please
show
go
up,
give her
like,
the
if
support.
you
I'm just
minimize,
reacting.
Like your VTube studio.
Oh.
I don't know why it does that. That's weird. Oh, I guess
I
it's
don't
because
think
it's
I
window
have.
capping. That's why.
I think I didn't have your voice catching.
Hello, hi.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
There we go.
So I think hold on, wait. Stream failed to start. Watch stream. Do you have your VTube studio minimized? Is that why it's not showing? I think so, yeah. There it is. Okay, I can see it now.
yeah.
Give me one second.
Okay.
Coming from the blue-haired one to watch Celeste. Cheers. Thank you. Appreciate
I
it.
want to try to keep my hands off the mouse.
Error 420 not found. Oh boy, here we go. Alright, so just so you guys know, if you haven't heard his voice already, it is a man using a female model, so already in my brain a lot is going through. Hopefully
So
their
were,
voices won't overpower mine too
were-
much.
I think the only thing I know you from is you were on that Dawn thing, right? The Nyara.
Oh, he was
debate
on there? Oh, makes so
channel
much sense if he
Yeah.
was there.
Yeah,
Goodness
I remember
gracious.
that.
Yeah,
Alright.
I was blocked behind Celestium's big head when Mizu and them were covering it.
Oh,
So, yeah,
I see.
that was
He
it.
was blocked by my big head. That's wild.
Hi.
Hi, what's up?
Yeah.
How you doing?
I guess I should introduce myself.
Yeah,
I
of
guess.
course. Sure. Go ahead.
So, hi, I'm AvaAyama. I guess that's my model's name.
Mm-hmm.
You can call me Lab if you want as
For your
well.
model, so it's like you consider like a different person. Just making sure.
I just it's a different
like a
representation of me. Yeah.
Okay.
Like a
That's
character.
fair enough.
Hmm?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I lost my train of thought. Jeez.
Sorry.
Okay, so my profile is mostly focused on different types of media, whether that be anime, gaming, sometimes political stuff with like streaming or like actual like politics-based stuff. I'm very focused on intellectual discussions and having productive conversations, and you wanted to debate, so
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
I saw you were a
know,
huge
I'm here.
weeb too.
Oh, I mean, I kind of am, yeah.
Yeah, me too. I'm a huge weeb.
Before we start with any like debate,
Yeah.
so like I was reading up on like your VTuber wiki, and like I guess to keep like more in like
Bro didn't say
character,
you didn't have to say my
Yeah,
big
what's up?
I
head, bro.
heard that you were friends with like Shirelia and like
Uh-huh.
worked on a couple characters in like Riot, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh,
Played League of
thanks,
Legends
thanks.
back then. I was a Katarina main, so all the characters you pretty
character.
much had a hand in. I
Yeah. That's awesome.
hated going against.
Yep.
And I just wanted, I guess, to get your thoughts and stuff on like how the work environment was there. And
Oh yeah, sure.
No,
I mean, I
um,
could,
sorry,
I could,
guys.
I
I
could talk
think I
about
have
that
my
if you want,
thing
whenever.
on.
Like it's
Yeah.
whenever you want. Yeah.
yeah.
What happened to my screen? Hold on.
It was a pretty good experience. I don't know. It was like it was really different because like things were a lot smaller.
Did I
back
close
then,
the
right?
screen?
Like when I
Mhm.
was working there, it was really small.
Must have closed the
company,
screen. Sorry
so
about that.
not really not really anything like it is now, right? Because
Yeah.
it was wild. Like shit was crazy. There's people
There we go.
pissing in
Definitely.
fridges and stuff. It was insane.
What?
I believe it.
Yeah.
I absolutely believe it.
Wild. This woman took years of my
yeah, I
life
thought that was
working on
cool.
that
I wanted
League
to
of
start
Legends
up there.
game.
Just wanted to
Alright,
make
yeah.
it known
Thank
to
you.
and your audience that I just don't have intentions of being bad faith here.
Okay, that's
Just want to
good.
make that clear to y'all.
That sounds
Yeah,
good.
but you'll
I
be bad faith with me on
primarily, I
Twitter.
only
That's
speak for myself.
crazy.
I understand I will be seen as a representative of trans people and stuff. So,
Well, are you?
well,
Hey Max,
I mean,
I'm doing alright. How are
not
you?
necessarily, but
I
like
represent
people are
all
gonna take it
slimes.
that way.
It
so-
says error
based.
420
I mean,
not found or something like that.
Yeah,
I
actually.
represent all Flint enjoyers. So,
So are you like are you like friends with Nyara, or I don't know what's your relationship with?
friends, I wouldn't say. I mean, like we're chill, but like we're not like friends or anything. I'm not friends with her in Discord or.
You're not friends with every
we
trans
don't, like-
person.
No, of course not. No, absolutely not. I mean, like, we have our back and forth here and there. Like, well, I have my back and forth with her,
Yeah.
but you know, it's just on stuff that I actually like. You know, just have gripes on, like fiction. and
Watching
stuff
you
like
watch
that, usually.
them. Yeah.
Okay,
But
got it. Mhm.
Typically, I'm supportive on like Nyara's stuff, and I know she's like a rage baiter, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a little
Nyara
bit.
is a
I mean,
rage
I
baiter
would-
and a
I would-
terrible
I would
person, I
tell
agree.
Nyara that to her face.
Anyway.
So yeah.
So you wanted to start with the debate on abortion,
Sure. Yeah. So
Mhm.
I guess I mean before we start, I have a question. I guess,
Mhm.
but it's related, right? So like thanks for
Yep.
showing up. I really appreciate it. But I wanted to
problem.
know, like, so you know, just like make sure that we're operating under like the same logical foundation and stuff, right? Because like you talked about logic in your post.
Mhm.
So like when you said you were gonna debate me, right? You said that you would debate me.
Mhm.
You said, but you said it was like super cringe that like I didn't want to debate right away, and that you're debating me now. So it's either I debate now or we're not going to speak on it. It's
Yeah,
my
that
choice,
was
right?
really
Like,
that
I
was
wasn't
really
there,
rude,
like,
honestly.
I was watching anime with my mom. So like, what changed your mind?
Well, you know, shout out to your audience. They really
Mhm.
wanted to hear me speak, apparently. So I
Mhm.
decided that I would, you know, think about it.
It was
for a little bit.
extremely
And I was
rude,
like,
honestly.
You know what? Maybe I was being a little too harsh.
Uh-huh.
Celestium also said that if I debated you, that I'd be able to debate Celestium. So you know,
Oh,
hey, this is where we are right
You
now.
want to do it? So I think Celestia's watching right now. Actually.
Mhm.
Yeah, I gotta go debate
So, like, what
this guy.
made you-
Hopefully
so
it's
is
not
that
on
what made you
Friday
change
or
your mind? Was,
on
like,
Saturday.
people
'Cause
convinced you?
I'm gonna be out those 2 days.
I mean, I take
God.
valid criticisms and valid like wants and stuff.
Mhm.
Wait, stream is laggy, not voices.
What's up,
I'm
Green
just
Look?
not going to stream this then on my end. People can watch it on your stream.
Yeah, formal
I don't
debates are
know.
nice. I'm
So
not
like
super
I
into
guess- I
that,
guess
so
my
I'm definitely
question
not doing
is,
a formal
so
debate with anyone anytime soon.
Would you say that you changed your position due to backlash, or you just changed your
No,
mind?
it's not backlash. It's more of like taking into the greater account of like the entire potential good that could come from this interaction rather than completely nuking any type of like potential outreach. I mean, you did come to me to a debate, and in my personal opinion, when someone like challenges like someone to a debate, unless they like specify like later sometime,
Mhm.
I usually think it's like soon. So that's
Really?
why I
Is
was
that-
like,
is-
oh, we're speaking.
Is that how it is? And like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that like how it is in your circles, where if you if you challenge someone to debate, it's like right now, basically. I guess it's like I've never seen that before in the content creator, which is why I was a bit
Hi
confused.
Magma, how are you?
Oh,
Welcome in-
I'm
wait,
not
wait.
a content creator. I don't really care. about the
Sharpening
attention. I
sword?
hate
Don't
the
sharpen
attention,
your sword.
actually,
Ah.
but I'm here because somebody got to do it. So
Okay.
Oh,
Alright, so I mean, I guess
true.
like, I guess you could talk about what you want to talk about then, because
well, you challenged me to the debate. So
yeah, but
I mean,
I guess you want me to go over
See,
the thing.
I don't want to
so-
say that he has bad intentions,
yeah,
but the
your,
fact that
fortune
he's
tweet
trying
that I
to pin
criticized,
this
Yeah.
Yeah. So
on
what didn't you
her
like
a
about
little
my tweet?
bit,
I don't
this
know.
attack.
Let me go.
We'll
pull
We
it
can go.
up
We can go point
real
by point. That way, it's like kind of.
Debate me now, chat. You must do it now, or we will never
give me
ever
one
get
moment.
through. But anyway, I'll try to be respectful as I
So
can
I'm pulling up myself.
as we go through this. So try to work on this. Also, notifications are disabled on my side just so that we can focus on the debate. So
Okay.
thank you guys. I'll be keeping an eye out
So
for
I'm gonna read it out
if you donate.
verbatim, so
Thank you,
we're all on the same
Jackals.
page.
Appreciate
Sure.
your support.
So the sins of the father are not transferred to the child.
Mhm.
You're still killing an innocent person.
Mhm.
Also, not really that hot, but let's be real. Most of you abortion enjoyers just want to kill people to avoid personal responsibility and then use rape victims as shields to justify it. Serial killers who kill people for the love of the game are unironically less cringe.
So which part do you specifically have a problem with? Like, do you want to tackle like I guess which individual part do you want to tackle on the thing?
Well, first, I'm not interested in any of these religious. Honestly, I'm not interested in any of the religious justifications whatsoever.
Oh, no, I can
it's
talk about
mostly
it from...
the last.
Go ahead. I can talk about it, I can talk about it purely secular. So like the first one, right? When I mean the sins of the father, I mean the crime. So you can let's replace it let's use a secular argument and we'll say the crimes of the father are not transferred to the child, right? So we'll just remove the religious connotation there. We'll just say like the crimes of the father are not transferred to the child. You're still killing an innocent person. It's like that would remove the religion from it, right?
The crimes of the father are not transferred to the child.
Yeah, because the father's a rapist, right? So the father raped a woman, but then the child is not guilty of the father's crime.
Yeah, but I don't think that's really relevant when it comes down to the actual facts of the matter. What is best for the mother and what is best for the child?
It absolutely does. What does he mean?
I mean, what is best for the child is for the child to not die. Right, like we're talking.
She
about
needs to set
death.
definitions. I would say ahead of time.
Well, yeah, ideally you would want the child to not die, but I mean, I'm a big fan of allowing abortions up to 20 or so weeks, when that's when it starts to become more viable to live outside the mother's body. Okay, so it's no longer attached to the mother. No longer needs it still does, obviously. There's different.
Okay, so right there, he's already putting a contradiction. The baby needs the mother, even outside of the womb. Still need the mom for nutrition. So life begins at conception. I don't know why these people continue to deny that. It's ridiculous.
To factor into a healthy living child living in reality that we currently live in.
Okay, hold on. So let me break this down a bit. So. You draw a line at what, 20? You said 20 weeks? Is there a reason?
My thing is that religious or not, scientifically, it's already been proven that life begins at conception. If the baby weren't a person, well, it wouldn't be alive. It wouldn't be taking nutrients. It'd just be dead. And then it'll suddenly come to life, fully formed. I don't think these people understand biology. It's kind of weird.
22 weeks, it's 10 to 30% survival rate, depending on, child.
Did you want to come back to this? Because you said
also, am I louder than the debate, or is the volume okay for you guys? Because I just want to make sure that it's not the same level as them.
Yeah, I'm not really too interested in talking about the
specifics of abortion.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just think that it's. I just personally think that it's just disgusting and
well, a fetus is a child. It's not a fully developed child, but it's a child. So my question is a plant not a plant when you put the seed into the ground and you nourish it?
The specific last point that I
it's not a fully formed plant
was harping on,
but it's going to become a fully formed plant. It's just a development stage. We don't say this about we don't say this about animals. We don't say this about plants, do we?
So what do you think I mean by that?
Hey, welcome in, Midgard.
Can you still amend my argument?
You think that life is so valuable that it is worth it to have that child born and be killed by someone who enjoys it, rather than just letting the mother choose what is best for her and her body.
Okay, so I'll explain it to you from.
I'm peeking a bit.
I'll explain it to you then. Okay, so. The reason why it's more cringe is because the serial killer is aware that he's killing, whereas the other person is justifying, is depersoning the child in order to kill it to avoid responsibility.
Exactly.
So in one case they're fully aware that they're killing the child and they're doing it specifically for enjoyment, whereas the other person
there is a level of denial when a mother aborts a baby because they don't want the responsibility.
Okay.
And I can understand in rape situations that a woman might feel terrible, but in most cases are not. It's because they're responsible.
Selfish. I think this is mostly informed in your religious perspective because you
It's
just
not religious.
prioritize life in general.
It's not really. Oh, wait,
I mean,
wait, hold on. Wait, what do you mean by that?
You can say that.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
Dude,
I
this
mean,
guy is trying. She's not
Actually,
even
most of
hitting
my
from a
arguments-
religious angle.
most
What
of
is
my
he
arguments are
talking
secular,
about?
Actually, it's like, what's your
Well,
what do you mean by life?
Even
is
atheists
im-
value
is-
life,
is
do they
im-
not?
What do you mean by I think life is important? What do you
Even
mean by that?
non-religious people
Like,
value
Can,
life.
can you
Well,
restate
You know,
what
there's a
said?
reason why we have the law.
Your
Well,
model
We
is
value
different.
life.
oh, my model this way. Well, I
Yeah.
believe that, in your opinion,
Mhm.
when a child is like, or I guess like it's conceived or concepted or conceived or gestated or whatever, like whatever your definition for when you start valuing life, in your opinion,
Mhm.
you value that life more than any of the future or present lived experiences that that child will experience,
Wait,
depending on the mother
Wh-
and the livelihood expectation of that.
what do you mean by
um,
lived experience? So the lived experience of the child?
Mm-hmm. Well,
So-
you want the child to be born,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Does that mean that every parent is fit to care for children?
I mean, no, obviously. So some people.
But
suck
that's
at
an
being
entirely
parents.
different conversation.
So
Why
there
is
a
he
valid
jumping to
reason
that?
to start engaging with nuance, correct?
Well,
It shouldn't be just, I
Okay, go ahead.
assume people are trying to evade a responsibility. It
Mhm.
should be assumed that people are genuinely not wanting to get abortions and they're coming to get abortions because there's a valid reason to get them.
okay. So
There is
from
no
my point
valid
of view, where
reason.
I see the baby as like a unique human being that deserves rights, right? So them killing them because they're not good parents is not a good excuse to me. So like, where's the limit to that? So like,
It's not it's not an excuse though.
go-
That's where
what do you
we're
mean?
missing.
What do you mean excuse?
That's where we're missing the point. Like,
Okay, go
if
ahead.
I'm giving valid reasons for why I personally can't care for a child that you want me to conceive, even though
Well,
it's
if
my
you
body,
can't
my
care
life,
for a child,
everything,
then you
I
shouldn't
know
be
what's
having
gonna happen
sex.
potentially.
Not
That
saying
is
I
an
want
It's not
people
an
to sterilize
excuse.
themselves, but I'd rather you sterilize
it's just
yourself
reality. Like, some people
completely
are just
and not have
built
children
to
at all.
be parents.
So,
and that's like real. That's real
when
shit.
you have
to engage with
sex,
reality.
Hold on real quick.
you're
So there's a
consenting
person,
to the
right? So, like, we're
consequences
talking
of
about
what
a
that
normal case
potentially
of abortion
brings.
here, right? Where
So,
a person has.
why don't we talk about that?
They
Just don't have sex.
right? Which leads to them
No.
being
This is
pregnant.
this is a complete
right?
dodging
And
of
then they decide
responsibility.
at
It's so
some
obvious.
point- Sorry, go ahead.
Are we assuming that they use contraceptives first?
Sure. I mean, it doesn't matter for the argument, because even if you were to use contraceptives, right, you still assume the risk because there is a risk.
Yep,
Right.
exactly.
Well, yes, you assume the risk, but
Yes.
you're already saying that you don't want this child. So if you get that risk of being pregnant, yes, the abortion
Then
should be there
don't
for
then
you
don't
to
have
take
sex.
advantage of.
Okay.
You didn't
I know
intend
it's
to have a
hard, but like
child.
just don't do
let's say
it.
that there was a mistake, right? Let's say
The
that
conversation
they
can end
didn't
right
intend
here
to
with
the
just
kid,
that.
right?
Don't
I'm
have
gonna,
sex.
I'm
If
gonna
you don't
completely, like-
want that
I'm gonna
risk to
completely,
potentially come
basically
true,
go with
you
your
don't go in that
interpretation of
direction.
it. So
And if you're a gooner, well, that's your
let's say
problem.
that-
You're gonna have
that
to
a
deal with
parent-
it, bro.
two people have sex, right? And then
Even in
completely
the
on
result
accident, like,
of
they
grape,
didn't
I
plan
don't
for
think you
this.
should abort the
They
child.
get pregnant, right? And they want to kill the kid, right? So you're saying that you're saying that since they're not ready for it, they should be able to do it because
You're
it was an
loading it.
accident. It's not loaded.
You're
How's it
loading
loaded?
it. It's loaded. When you're saying they want to kill the kid, nobody wants to like personally.
okay.
I think it's disrespectful to like everyone who has experienced abortion.
Mhm.
My mom has experienced abortion. She aborted the person before me. Obviously, like I
That's
think it's
sad.
disrespectful to think that people actually want to go through these things. My dad convinced my mom to basically drop her entire career and to let him
doesn't
take
matter,
care
though.
of her.
I don't really.
Wait, I want
Sure. I'll let you
to
finish. Go ahead.
elaborate. This
Go
is
ahead, go ahead.
valuable.
Go ahead.
I'm black. I'm trans. This is valuable for everyone to hear.
Mhm.
My dad convinced my mom to basically leave the state to marry him at a young age, not a minor, of course, but at a young age, to drop her career in college lifestyle and all that stuff.
Mhm.
And once he eventually went to jail, my mom was on her own. She could barely take care of the children that he wanted her to have.
Mhm.
This is a valuable thing to know about. Not everyone can handle, not everyone is able to.
So why
take care
can't you
of
just
children
give the child
because
up
of
for
the-
adoption?
The circumstances that
Why
they're put
do you
in
need
their
to
family
resort
situations.
Okay.
to
So
ending a
what's
life?
the limiting factor to that? So like for
I feel
for
bad,
example, right?
but
Let's say
that doesn't mean
let's
that
say
it's
that,
justified. It's not justified.
Let's say that the child was born, right?
Mhm.
And then they're like, oh, actually, we can't take care of this kid, and actually, we're not really prepared for it. Can they kill the kid?
Well, in your world, you're saying if a serial killer killed that kid, that'd be
No,
less
no, I'm
cringe
not
if
talking
they
about
would have
that.
killed the kid early.
We're not talking
Well,
about that right now. We're talking
no,
about this
no, I
specific
don't.
situation.
No, they should not be able to kill a kid if it's already born. Honestly,
Why not?
no. If I think, well, because that's immoral. The
Why is it
child's
immoral?
already born.
But why is it immoral? So why is it
the
immoral
difference that you have
then?
is that the child isn't born, or like the child is like the position of
Well,
the child is what you're worried about.
No, my position is if the child can exist outside of the body of the mother, then it deserves the same rights and human like dignity as any other human. Like this is.
So hold on. So, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Let me know when you're done.
No, I'm saying this is like this should seem non-negotiable personally.
Why? So like,
Because
okay.
I think there's
Go ahead.
I think there is a valid like I think there is like valid cases like if doctors determine that people are actually trying to get rid of a child because they genuinely just want to kill the child or whatever, like yeah, maybe there should be some nuances like engaged there to
But
not
that's
like
every abortion case, though.
validate that. No, it's not every abortion
How's
case,
not?
and it's disgusting that you kind of just
So
portray it
hold
that
on.
way.
So what would you call it then if a person says, I can't take care of this kid, I would like to get an abortion. You don't think that they want the abortion?
No, of course not.
Then why not have the kid?
Because they can't take care of the kid, and it'd be you
What do
know
you
how much more painful it is to give birth to a child that you can't take care of and then have that child live a life that you'll never experience them potentially going
So it's better
through.
to kill them.
And no, that's not what this is not. You're not engaging with what's going on. People
I am.
don't. No, people don't. When people make these decisions, they don't go in there like, "You what to do? I'm so happy to get this abortion and get rid of this child because I can't
It doesn't
take
matter.
it." No,
Whether or
they
not they're happy
are
doesn't matter.
genuinely depressed. No, they are genuinely depressed and upset that they can't take care of this child for whatever reason. Whether that's somebody raped them or they just financially just can't do
And
it.
see,
Like,
they always go
there
to
are
an
valid
appeal to emotion.
reasons
It's
why
insanity.
people shouldn't have to be burdened with like
Hold on.
what you are trying to place as a curse on them.
Okay, I have a question
Essentially.
then. So like if I were to like walk up to a person and I killed them and I was like, oh, I feel really bad about it. I actually did it, like, oops, like feels really terrible that I did that. Do you think that them feeling bad about it justifies what happened?
No, of course not. You already
Yeah, so
killed
they-
It's because they
So in
don't
the
think
case
the,
of the
and
abortion,
this
it's the same
guy,
thing.
this Alpha dude,
Like you feeling bad
doesn't
about
think
the
that the
abortion doesn't
baby
change
is
the
a
fact that you
human.
aborted the kid.
Doesn't think that the fetus is a human until
I just
a
don't
certain
think you're
level.
engaging
So
with what
if
I'm
they're
saying
a
personally.
fetus,
How
what
am I
is a
not?
fetus?
Can you explain to me how I'm not?
What is a fetus? What is a baby in
Well,
the
I'm
womb?
telling you that. Well,
that,
you're portraying
like,
it to
are
me
they
like
an
people
inanimate
are
object until
enjoying the
20-something
fact
weeks?
that they have the
People
option
are so
to get rid of
it's
children.
ridiculous.
So-
Yes.
So let's
Yes.
take that off the table for a moment because we're talking about two completely different things. So like let's
No.
remove that part off the table, okay? I
Why?
want to know why you think that it's okay to abort somebody first before we talk about whether or not the person liked it or not.
I explained it. You can rewind the tape. I
Oh,
explained it.
okay. So
And
let
there
me-
you
let me
go.
steal nine your
Disrespect,
argument, okay?
not
You're
willing
saying
to
that
actually talk.
If a person is not ready to have a kid and they're sad about it, it's okay to do it, right?
No, I'm saying if
Okay,
there are
go ahead.
valid nuances and
There
reasons
is
to
no
engage with
valid
for why that
nuance.
specific person
It's no
cannot
okay.
raise or take
I
care
understand
of a
that
child, or the
a
child is
woman
going
being
to be
violated is a
impaired in some
horrible
way in their
thing.
life,
I'm not saying,
then
but
you
that's
have
still
to
not a
take
valid
that.
Hold on,
reason
this is
to
really
end the
important. What do you
life
mean
of
by
that
impaired?
child. It's not the child's
Well,
fault, and it's not the
at
mother's
least,
fault. So why are we?
Well, looking
My
at
thing
the
with
birth
abortion is that
viability
you
rates
make
after,
it the
like,
child's fault.
22 weeks
is
to
ridiculous.
4 weeks, there's like a high probability of like neurological impairments for the child, and I think that's like like not sure how high the probability is, but there's a survival rate difference and a neurological impairment difference.
What are you
And I
talking about
think,
specifically?
like,
Sorry, like you're saying that if you were to birth the kid, well, I mean, why not just bring the kid to term?
because I feel like that's evil. I personally just
Why?
I personally think it's evil.
Well, I
It's
think
evil.
what you're doing is evil, saying that no matter
Because if
the
you know that the
circumstance,
child
you
is
should be
not
aborting the
going to
child.
live after
And
you
look,
give
if the
birth to
child
them, then
doesn't
they
live
just
after
get
birth,
rid from your
that's
body.
one
What do
thing,
you mean
right?
by
You know,
that?
they're weak, they can't make it. But
We know
ending
that this
their
child
life,
is going to die
and
as
instead
soon
of
as they're
trying to
born,
give
and
them
they
the
watch
chance
them
to potentially
suffocate.
live,
They
Well,
watch the child
these
suffocate for
these
10
arguments
minutes.
are so
I'm really
ridiculous.
confused what you're talking about. So
He's
like,
jumping all over the place.
You're
so-
not confused.
He can't stay
No, I
on
am.
topic.
I am.
He wants to
I
go into
actually
these
don't know what you're
nuanced
talking about. Like, I
answers,
don't know
and he doesn't
where that
know
came from, like,
how
the-
to respond to her.
the-
Like, I don't.
them
I don't
dying
get
You
when
do
they're
your own
born.
research personally. You can just do your own research if you're not aware.
Well, okay, let me. Why don't we? Why don't we?
Children can die when they're born.
No, I know.
Yeah,
that can
children
happen,
of
but
course
here,
can die when they're born, but that
like,
doesn't
to
mean you
clarify,
snuff
let's,
out their life before they even have a
sterilize the
chance to
scenario,
fight.
So it's like easier to understand. Okay, so
Ridiculous.
let's assume that the child is there's no problems with them, right? Like they're gonna be born like.
And very
normally,
few
like,
times,
let's just say, right?
like this
And
guy's
then-
trying
and
to go
then
on
let's
like
say that
1 to
the parent
2%
doesn't
things
have,
that happen,
they
you know, like
don't
birth
wanna have a
defects,
kid, right? Like, for whatever
rape,
reasons,
violation of a
financial,
woman, if you want to call it
No,
personal.
that.
it's not for whatever reason.
And
Okay, what
they want to
reason
go
would you
into
like?
these
You
1
can
to
pick a
2%,
reason.
but
What
we
reason would
want to
you
talk about the
It can't be for
majority. Why is
whatever
this
reason. It
happening?
has
Okay,
to
what
be,
reason?
Like,
You
if
know,
people-
for the
I feel
majority.
like if people want to get abortions, it has to be like you already took the steps prior to getting pregnant to show that you did not want the child in the first
People
place,
can
and
lie.
you have taken valid steps to be proactive in this decision, and you are not waiting until the life of
Can
the
you-
baby is more viable,
can you
because
pick a
that's
reason then?
cruel.
Oh,
Can you pick
now
a
he's
reason then?
saying
So,
the
like-
life of the
so, like,
baby
okay,
is
so
more
kid
viable.
doesn't-
So
kid
you
doesn't have any
admit that it's a
problems,
baby
right?
at the start.
Has no problem.
Thank
Has
you.
no birth problems, and then pick a specific reason. Like, give me one reason that you would have in the
What do you
abortion.
mean?
Like a reason, like
Well,
a reason that you
okay.
would think to you
Me-
is a valid reason for getting an abortion.
Me personally, when I was developing, I wasn't developing right. My mom already previously had an abortion.
Wait.
She already like lost part of her like ovary or something, and like when I was born, I wasn't developing right. So like when they were doing tests on stuff and like on that, and if it was determined that my life was going to be like insanely like impaired or just like not functional,
But what do you
on,
mean
like,
by
my
that?
own
What do you mean
and
by
stuff,
impaired?
Like I
Like, these
can't-
details are important,
I
right?
can't possibly take care of myself without like my own like mind or like consent to function correctly in my
Wait,
own body.
Wait,
That's
what?
what I mean.
Consent to wait? Can you explain that? I don't know what you mean by that. Consent
Neurological
so
conditions
retarded
when you're
or something like that. Like there's like
No,
a
not
Down
like-
syndrome or what?
not like retarded, but no, not like retarded. There are like locked in syndrome. Like there
I'm not
are
gonna open
things
my
that
mouth
people
with that.
develop where they are conscious in their body, or not conscious. I don't even know. It's so hard to describe, and I shouldn't have to do this fucking research because I think I'm explaining something
but-
that's simple.
I
you-
don't
but
need
you
to
should
do
though.
this
I mean,
fucking
I mean, I don't think it
research,
is. Like, to me,
brother.
this isn't common knowledge. to
Dude,
me.
What
No,
do you mean
I'm
you don't do
telling
the
you
research? If
that
you
it's
can't
worth
explain
it
your
to
position, then
engage
what
in
the hell is
nuance,
this?
So like we can
Sorry
preserve
for the
like,
language.
child life and like human dignity at the
Holy
same
Yeah,
time.
I'm
smokes, my
trying.
guy.
I'm trying to do
What?
that. I'm literally trying to
It
do. That's
shouldn't
why
be
I'm
an end
asking
all.
you.
Okay, he
Yeah,
lost. He
but
lost.
when
How many
I
minutes
keep
are we in?
explaining it to
How many
you,
minutes are we
saying,
in?
Well, when someone wants to get rid of the child, and I'm like, well, that's
Well,
not
we're
what's
45
going on.
minutes
They're
in, he
not,
just
like,
lost the
wanting
argument.
to get rid of the
You need
child.
to know
went
a specific
right-
scenario. So like what I'm
right to
asking
the
is, like,
slurs.
can you
Bro's
give me
done.
a very specific
it.
scenario? Like, can we detail a scenario that I can like write down
Oh
and
my
like
gosh.
these requirements, these specific set of things that happen make abortion okay to you? That's what I'm asking for, because I don't know what you mean. But because you're saying like this is what you're saying. You're saying like there's nuance to it. There's all of these reasons like a person would get abortion, and I'm saying okay, so from your point of view, what is a case in which abortion would be okay? Let's like go through all of the details. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'll
So
explain it.
one kid
One
is
more- I'll explain it one more time.
okay, sure.
So one more time. So as clear as I can get.
Mhm.
If during the act of sex,
During
the
sex,
parents
okay.
already during sex,
Mhm.
if the parents use contraceptives,
Use
which you're
contraceptives.
already determining that the parents do not want to have a child if they're using birth control in the
Not
form of
want
condoms
child. Okay.
or abortion pills, or not abortion pills, fucking, you know what I
Just
mean?
do not one child, and they
Um,
use contraceptives. Got it.
Yes.
Mhm.
If they end up pregnant and they are not waiting,
Here's the problem
know,
with that
waiting an
argument is that
extended
you're still
period
consenting.
from, like, what?
No one said that
16
birth
to like
control
20 something
is
weeks, when, like,
100%
it's starting to
foolproof.
become like
and
more
rel-
evident that
Christianity
they're
has said it for
probably going
years,
to, like,
for
actually
thousands
have
of
a
years.
child and, like, deal with
Abstinence
it.
is the
So, hold
best
on.
form of
Can you say that one again?
contraceptive,
So
because if
they-
you don't
they
have
get pregnant,
sex,
so they don't.
you
so,
don't have a
just
probability
to,
of
like,
having
because I
a
want to be
kid.
very
There's
clear.
no,
So
not
during
even a
sex, they use
1%
contraceptives,
chance.
They don't want the child, and then they get pregnant, and then some amount of weeks, they decide they don't want the kid.
And then it becomes apparent after a certain amount of time
That they're pregnant.
these people were not proactive in this decision, i.e., they were not thinking that they did not want this child, and they have actually determined that they did want the child at a certain point, but they are now saying that they don't want the child for whatever reason.
So they
because that
wanted
just
the
doesn't
child
make sense.
originally. Just to be clear, they wanted the child
Yes.
originally,
No.
and then they changed their mind.
Yeah, once it becomes apparent that
they
someone
don't want
comes into a clinic with the baby developed long enough
Okay.
The
Get pregnant,
Russian
they get
roulette
pregnant,
analogy is
have
kind of funny.
intentions of carrying that child first,
to-
and then they say, you know
to
what,
carry,
maybe I can't do it.
changed mind after some time.
This is I don't know. This is. I feel like I'm just getting like my chain yanked around. To be honest.
No. I mean, how could I possibly understand you? Like, I'm trying to understand you. Like, I'm actually like trying to be as good faith as possible, which is why I'm trying to ask you for the details.
Okay.
Yeah. So okay. So
I would
have it
say
written
even
down.
in
So,
that
like, what
case, the
happens after
child's
that?
life is
So
more
they get pregnant,
valuable.
They carry the. Like, I'm
In that
literally writing
case,
this
I
all
think
down
the
so I can,
child's
like,
life is
kind
always
of
more
picture them in my
valuable.
mind. So
And when you
they don't
think
want
about a
contraception,
relationship
they
of a
don't want the
parent,
child,
it's very
but they get
sacrificial.
pregnant, and then they say that they want the child at first, but then they decide at some point that, like,
But that's
oh,
a harder
actually, like,
one.
we don't really want the child, right?
To answer, and that's a good
That's what you
question.
said, right?
Meme lover.
You're on the right track. Yeah.
Okay. So what happens after that? So, like, you can get an abortion in that case. Like, that's like okay at that spot.
I think there is a
You can take your
valid
time.
reason.
Take
I
your
think
time.
there
by
is
the
a
way.
valid
There's
reason
no valid
for
reason.
abortion to take place.
So this
I
is
think
this
that
is
it'd be-
okay. These
I
these
think
conditions.
Wait,
This reasoning is
wait a
very
minute.
Go ahead.
selfish.
All right, go ahead. Sorry.
I think
It's
there
not.
are
It's
valid
not about the
reasons
well-being of
for
the
abortion
child.
to take place.
It's
I
about
think that
focusing on the
doctors and
selfishness of the
professionals who
woman.
are taking care of these
And
women
look, I get
can
it. It's hard,
possibly
and nobody's saying it's
determine
hard. I'm not trying to say that
why
these decisions
people
aren't
are coming
difficult.
in for abortions.
But
now,
Mhm.
if they're coming in
when you are a
because
parent,
they
it's
initially
about
had the
sacrificing
intentions
for
of
your
carrying
kids. That's a
that
big
child,
part
and
of
then
being a
some
mom
way down
and
the
a dad.
line they just said,
Okay, why can't you just give up
nah,
the child
you know
for
what?
adoption?
I'm 22 weeks in,
And
or
you know they'll
23
say
weeks,
that
I
because
just
I don't
don't
want my
the
body
kid.
to be
No,
ruined.
that's,
I don't
like,
want
fucked up.
to feel
Like,
this. Well,
at that point,
now you're
like,
just being
you
selfish.
can give birth to that
Just
child
give that
and it has
life a
chance of
chance.
survival, sure,
And if it's not
but
with
it's going
you,
to have a
or you
chance
want to be in the
of
child's life later on, but you're not like the
comorbidities,
parent, you're not the
attached to
guardian.
it.
Okay,
So, like, it's
why
cruel,
why
you
can't we
know?
just do
Like,
that?
That's like that's what I'm trying to engage with you. I'm
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
to engage
People
with,
are just
like,
so
not that-
selfish.
not
This
saying
person's
that, like,
very
yeah,
selfish.
abortion as a concept is like the most awesome thing ever. It's so based and awesome. I'm not saying that. And personally, I don't think that's how anyone engages with abortion. I think
No,
people
there
take
are
these
absolutely
decisions
women who
seriously.
engage that way.
No one just like goes in just happy willy-nilly. I'm ready to get rid of the kids. Like, people actually feel these things when they're losing kids.
So-
They're losing
okay.
children.
So like I don't really.
Then
like,
don't
I'll
do
talk
it.
about that later, but. So you
I know
said
it's
that valid
painful,
reasons that will be
but
determined between the
just don't
the
do it.
woman and the doctor,
I'm not-
correct?
Listen, if you're not going to engage,
No,
of course
with
he
what
doesn't
I'm
understand
No,
his
saying,
because
what
position.
I
I'm
don't know what this
asking
He's
means. I don't know
emotional.
what this means. Like you said, I'm literally asking you because I don't
I want you to-
understand your
no,
specific
I want you to
point.
have like a genuine dialogue with me instead of
I
just
am.
like asking like me to clarify things that I'm like, I feel like
Wait.
I'm saying it like
Wait,
pretty
that's
clearly.
wait. I am having a. This is the reason I'm asking because I'm trying to have a genuine dialogue. Like you said, right? Like you specifically said, valid reasons. And like I wrote it down. Like that, if that is like I'm trying to show you like this is good faith. I wrote this down just so I could ask you this, right? So you said valid reasons for the abortion to take place, like between the doctor, right? Because either the doctor would, right?
The longer I talk, the more I just fuck up all the time. People can just fucking capitalize on that shit. I'm fucking up here. I'm fucking up there.
Well, I mean, you
don't-
can
like,
clarify.
You know my position. You understand my position. I am speaking. I am telling you that there are valid reasons for nuance.
There
that
is no
professionals who are
valid
taking
reason.
care of these women
That's
and
just
these people who are
selfishness.
coming in there.
That's what
to
I'm
have,
asking
like,
you.
The only
That's what I'm asking you.
potential
What is
valid
that
reason, and
valid
even
reason?
then,
You're
is if the
saying that there
mother's
are
life
valid
is
reasons. I was
at
like, okay, what
risk.
is an example of said valid reasons
I
for our
think
scenario?
that
So that we can understand.
that's probably
As
the
I
most
described
difficult situation
initially,
where, like,
when
she's
it's
going to
determined
pass
that the
away.
child is
If she has a
developing in
kid,
such a
I can
way
see
that
that
they are
being
not
like,
going to
you know,
survive post
people are probably
childbirth.
going to choose a kid if they feel like there's
that
no
they're
other
not gonna survive
situation. But even in,
post-childbirth?
like, I know for me personally,
Yes.
if
People
that were the
have
case,
described
I'd
this
want my kid to
experience.
live
I
on.
said this initially.
They're the
People
next
described this
generation.
initially.
Yeah, there's,
They knew
you know,
that the child was most likely
and
going
it
to
sucks,
die
but, like,
once it was born, and then
Okay.
they
you
watched
know,
that child to suffocate for anywhere
what
from minutes to
is being a
hours.
parent
It's-
to satisfy
it's
your
traumatic
own
to
ego?
people.
So I have a question.
Is that
then.
the
Okay,
only
so,
reason?
Like, let's
I
say
don't
that I do
understand.
accept your premise here, and I say I'm just gonna accept it just for the sake of the argument. Like
You
I'm
should
gonna say
accept it.
I'm gonna say okay. So in that case, sure, we can allow it. But what about other cases? Because we're talking about abortion as a whole, right? So like, what about if they just want to get it? Like they just don't want to. They just don't want to have it. How about that reason? Because that's like a lot of reasons. That's a lot of most abortions are elective actually. I mean, I can give you the stats for it if you want.
I mean, yeah. Like, how long is the baby being gestated for?
The exact same scenario that you just talked about, except the reason is not that the baby is going to die anyway. The reason is that the woman just wants it.
If the baby can survive outside of the mother's womb and the mother just decides they want to get rid of the baby for whatever reason, no, that's not okay.
Well, not
No.
yet. Not yet. Like let's say
No, it can survive earlier than, like, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I'm pretty sure you looked into all these things of, like, the gestation weeks and the survival rates and all that stuff. You know exactly what I mean.
I don't know.
No.
Like what I'm trying to say here is at
He's
what
talking
point,
about
right? So
very
you're saying that there's a point at
unlikely
which
scenarios
the
to
baby
happen
can
that probably
survive outside
happen
the
less
womb,
than
and then
5% of the time.
That's fine,
We're
right?
worried
So, like, I
more
mean, I
so
guess we
about
can
the
just look it up
95% of the time
Like, the
when women
actual
do not want the
timing.
child
I didn't say
because it's
No,
going
you
to
didn't say
ruin
that.
their
Okay, what did
career.
you say?
No,
I don't know, maybe they had a one-night stand and they got pregnant because they're
21 weeks,
irresponsible.
survival is extremely
Things like
rare.
that.
22 weeks, 10 to 30% survival rate.
He is not the
considered
arbiter
limit,
of
viability.
when
23
a
weeks,
child
23
is
to
a child. A
55%
child is a
survival,
child the
24
moment
weeks, 40
the
to
sperm meets the
70%,
egg,
yada, yada, yada.
and they're
But,
in
like,
the early stage of development. It may
if
not
it gets
look
to, like,
like a baby, like a
22
human
23 week
at the start,
mark,
but that
and,
is
like,
still a
like,
child.
they've had intentions
It's
of
a
carrying this
living
child, and they
being.
just, for whatever
Otherwise, it wouldn't
reason,
keep
they're like,
forming. It wouldn't keep
I just don't
developing.
want to
It's
take care
not a
of this kid
parasite.
now, and I'd
And people
rather
who
just
say
get
that
rid of
babies
it.
are
Like,
parasites in the
probably
womb,
not
honestly,
the plan.
some of y'all need to
But
be.
I'm not a professional. I don't know exactly how they'd go about it. I don't even know. Like, to me, from reading this, it sounds like, sometimes they'll just induce birth early, and sometimes the children will survive at varying rates depending on which care they're receiving.
Exactly.
Like, I don't.
This
know
person is
exactly how to
arguing
go
from
about
the
it because I'm
exception
not a
and not the
professional
rule.
who would
I'm worried about the
even know
rule.
how to determine
The
something
rule
like
that
but I
most
think there
women
are
do not want to
valid
carry
reasons that
and
we
get an
could engage
abortion
with
because it's
for
modern day child
abortion is not
sacrifice. They're
seen
worried
as
about the
someone
career.
just getting
They're
rid
worried
of a
about
kid
I
and being
cheated
happy
on
about it, you know?
my whatever, my husband
in
maybe
this case that you're
with
talking about,
my
right?
side piece
So-
or something,
so
and it's ridiculous.
You are in favor then.
We watched the clip
I just want to clarify
yesterday
your position.
where the one
that
woman
if the child can
with
survive outside
the
of the room,
deadpan face said that
as
she
in,
would
like,
she
you
would
get to the point
have
and then the
aborted that
woman's
baby
like,
1,000
I actually
times.
don't want the child, but
And
the
it was
child
because
can
she was
survive outside the
focusing
room.
on her career and
think
supposedly
that they
her
should
family,
extract
and
the
she was
child
in college, or she is in
every
college,
case, that
whatever.
abortion shouldn't. So you're against
That's
abortion?
most cases. That's not
Past that
the
point.
the 2 to 5%, which is a violation.
That was your argument.
Serious
I think
birth
it's been,
defect.
like, determined,
No, it's
like, what,
you know
like, yeah, around
healthy,
the
relatively healthy
21, 22
babies.
week
Sure.
period is when,
And
like,
the woman
actual,
just
like,
wants to
consciousness
party
and,
it
like,
up,
human,
or
like,
maybe
experience starts and stuff, I think.
person she's with forces her or something.
So yeah, that's
you
when
know,
you start, like, taking
and it's
into,
a responsibility.
like, account
It's
their,
selfishness.
like, human rights and stuff like that, because, like, they can actually survive not attached to the mother, like, essentially as a parasite, because before that point they're essentially like a parasite to the mother.
I mean,
and without the
definitionally
mother
not,
they're
but-
not that well definitionally not, but, like, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I
essentially
understand
without
what you
the
mean.
mother's body they're not going to survive.
So I just want to reiterate, you are against abortion after that point, 100%, like, not allowed, and you would be okay with that being allowed.
I 100% no, obviously, because there are going to obviously be just case
Okay,
by
for the
case
most part,
scenarios and stuff,
without
but-
an edge case, like you would be okay with abortion at that point.
For the most part,
Without
yeah,
a-
probably, like,
yeah,
unless
banning
it's like a valid reason that's determined by professionals and stuff that, like, yeah, like, it's worth it probably to value, like, yeah, like, I would definitely
Okay, so that's like what, 20? Let's just like say 21. Like, just well 21, give or take, whatever, right? Like
21 weeks survival is extremely rare apparently, so we'll say 22, 23
okay, sure,
weeks.
22, 23. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Okay.
like I guess we can, like, branch off to, like, trans topics.
Actually, I want to talk about this a little
are-
bit more because
No,
I'm curious as to, like,
what has this?
like,
the conversation's
why-
not over.
the viability.
it was
of
over
the
once he started
child
swearing,
existing outside of the room
But
is, like,
he
why is
has
that the
yet to
reason?
really defend this position.
Is that what gives them
So
value?
we're about 57 minutes
Well, do you
in,
not
minus the 10 that
experience-
Leaflit uses for her.
do you not value their
thing.
experience to live a satisfying life that you could be proud of and happy of and stuff?
What do you? Okay, so
Like,
let's-
do you really want children born into families who have no intention of taking care of them whatsoever?
Adoption.
Like, because
Goodness gracious, this guy is such
you're
a-
saying that, like, as long as that child is born and a serial killer kills it for fun, like, you know, it's less cringe than if that mother would have got the abortion, even though she knew the serial killer would have killed that child.
No, that's
you
not
know,
what
like,
I was saying. It's a different.
No, what
different
Leaflit was
argument.
saying is that
Well,
the
that's what I was
murderer,
saying.
the serial killer,
No, that's not
knows
what I
what
meant
they're
at all,
doing, and
actually.
they're fully aware and
What-
cognizant
what-
and accept what they're
we're
doing.
getting
The
from it
mother,
personally.
she will
That's
go
what I'm
into
getting
full
from it.
denial
yeah,
mode
but
that
I mean,
she's
I'm clarifying
ending a
to you, right? I'm
life.
clarifying to you what I mean by that. So like, like, I'm trying to clarify my position so that you can understand what I mean by that. Yeah, which I did earlier, which is what I said, is that the reason why the serial killer is less cringe is because they have a full understanding of like what they're doing, and they're doing it anyway, whereas the other people are trying to shirk responsibility by depersoning the child in order to kill it.
They aren't.
So
but
it has nothing to do with what you said.
This
Like,
is where me and you are just we don't have that same like understanding. You're thinking that they're depersoning the child. I'm thinking that they're actually taking a lot of account in decision making when they're thinking about their children.
No, they're
and what
not,
to do
because
with
if
their
they
own
did,
body.
they wouldn't end the
Well, that's why
life.
I'm
They
asking
just
you.
give it up
That's
for
why I'm
adoption
asking you. That's-
afterwards.
this is the
Like,
reason I'm
it's
trying to dig
selfishness.
deeper.
I guess the better question I think is to ask you, like,
Okay, go
why
ahead.
do you think that people just want to get rid of children?
Now
and they're,
he
like,
wants
fine with
to
that,
turn
and
it
they,
around
like,
on
don't
her
think about it deeper than
and
that,
points the
pretty much.
finger
There's
at
a lot
her
of
when he's the
reasons
one
behind
with
it, right?
the
Like, so,
opinion
for
and has to
example,
prove himself. But okay.
in the case of like, I mean, to use a couple of the edge cases that everybody uses, like for rape, like there's the case of the woman feels bad about it. It's an awful thing that happened. It's a reminder of all of what happened. That would be a reason, right? But I think a lot of people, so I'm talking like the majority, right? And like going through the data, like 98% of abortions, right, are elective. Right, so
Yes, but
yeah,
that
so-
doesn't mean that they're enjoying the fact that they're getting it done.
It
So-
doesn't
Well, it has
matter
nothing to
if
do
you
with whether or
enjoy
not
it
they
or
enjoy
not.
it.
If you feel remorse, you're gonna
It has nothing to
stop.
do with
You're-
whether or
Okay,
not they
that has
enjoy it.
nothing to do with them going through it or not. He's trying to make it. He's trying to lighten the impact.
That has nothing to do with
And
enjoyment.
remorse means nothing. The abortion isn't about
That has
enjoyment.
nothing to do-
It isn't about how remorseful you
elective
feel. It's
and enjoyment
about
is
the
not the
fact
same
that
thing.
you're
So, like,
ending the
them
life.
saying,
So I don't know
like,
what the
well,
heck this guy's on
I'm
about.
not ready for this.
But if
I'm
you're
not
not
for this
ready for it,
responsibility.
give
I
the
just don't
baby
wanna
up
have the child
or
right
don't
now.
have
I
sex.
want to live
Period.
life a little bit more. Like these reasons are specifically to get away from the responsibility of having a kid.
Yeah, exactly. You
So
have to
abortion is
dehumanize the
specifically for
baby.
that reason. In like 98% of cases.
So you're just fine with like you already know like the parent just has no intention of taking care of that child whatsoever. Just
It
having-
doesn't
just them having
matter.
birth, and that's
If
fine.
they don't
Sure,
want
and
to
I
take
think
care
that's
of it,
that's a terrible thing.
still
but I
have
think
the
it's
child
separated
and
from
give
whether
it
or
up.
not, like,
You
they
don't
should
have to
kill.
keep the baby.
You don't think that's
But
like,
don't end
cruel
its
in
life.
any
The
way?
Well,
point.
I think it's more
No,
cruel
the
to kill
real
the kid.
cruelty is ending the life
You're
of that
essentially
child.
killing the kid.
No? How am I?
You're
how am I
not
doing
killing
that?
the
In your own
kid.
way.
You're giving
I
it a
mean,
chance at
don't you
life.
value
And look,
children being brought up in healthy, functional families and
well,
learning
that's what
environments where they
adoption
can
is
learn
for. And
and
yeah,
grow
the
and have,
adoption
like, a
system, the
stable
foster care
foundation to
system, it
base
needs a lot
their
of
lived
work.
experiences off?
I'm
Do you
not
just-
gonna lie, it needs a
Okay,
lot of
so-
work.
So
But it's way better than ending
I have
its
a
life.
question
So
for you.
wait,
So
There
if
are
I give
plenty
you
of
a
people
question-
throughout history that were
describing
poor,
you don't care
that
about the
were,
parent-child,
you
like,
know,
relationship
not
of them
rich, and they
caring
still
about their
had their
children,
kids.
basically. Like, you
No,
just
I
don't care
care
about that aspect.
No, this is
If
like a
we
a
relied on,
waffles
you know,
pancake
oh,
thing.
I
Like,
need to be
actually,
economically stable,
like, whether or not I
I
care,
think humanity would have died
doesn't
out a long
matter
time
to
ago.
whether or not
People,
the child
like, what are,
the
what,
child's life deserves protection. It's like completely
he's just
irrelevant.
selfish.
It's-
This
Whether or
entire
not they care or
conversation
not,
has
it
just
doesn't
been him
affect the
being
value.
selfish.
No, I think before 22, 23 weeks, I think that's irrelevant. I think
Why
after
was that?
22, 23 weeks or whatever, it starts being more relevant.
Why is it not relevant?
Oh
before?
yeah, I mean, they are serial killers, but the law
Because
lets
they
them
can't
do it.
survive without the mother. They have no agency in that scenario. They have no possibility.
Babies
of
don't
agency.
have
None
children
at
don't
all. They
have
can't survive
agency.
without the mom.
Period.
Neither can infants though.
No, children don't have agency ever.
Pancakes, waffles.
Ever.
So if I put you on the island
Until
and then you
they're
have a
adults.
kid, and
You don't have
you're taking
agency
care of this
until
kid,
you
right,
are
and you're-
an
you know,
adult.
Here's a thought experiment. You're on an
What are
abandoned island.
you?
You have a kid.
What are you
right?
on about?
And the kid is dependent on you to. The
The
kid
child is
dependent
gonna be
on you to live
dependent
for
on you
yourself.
after they're born. They don't just suddenly say, "Hey, mom, I'm just gonna go over and get a job in the
Let me
house."
turn
Like,
this
are
thought
you?
experiment back around
This is
and ask
insanity.
you if I were
This
just
guy's
a
going
pregnant
in
serial
circles. You
killer
already
and I
lost
went
the
to that
argument.
island with the
You lost the
intention of
argument
killing that
20
kid
minutes
that I gave
ago.
birth to. Is that like less cringe?
Wait,
And if I were to just
this has
get an
nothing to do
He's
with
trying
that.
to
Like, you're changing the argument.
justify
This is- like,
ending
we're
the
talking
life
about-
of a
It's the
person
same
because
thing.
the
It's
other
not. It's
person
really
who
not. It's not the
has
same thing.
control over their body
But I'm
didn't
a
keep their
serial
legs
killer who's
closed.
giving birth.
No, outside
No,
of
the
serial killer
same
the
doesn't matter.
small
level.
2 to
We're
5%
talking
of things.
So like
But
We're
Most
talking about
we have
very
women who
extensions
get
of killing the
abortions
kid, correct?
don't
We'll
want the
talk
kid.
about
because it'll
that one
affect their
after,
life
if you want.
in a
We
way
can
that
talk
they don't
about
want
that one. So in this first case, right, you're on an island and you have a kid, right, and the kid is dependent on you for survival. Like say they're like I don't know, like 5 years old or something like that. Like if you abandon a 5-year-old kid, they're gonna die, right? They can't do anything on their own. So like, can you just kill the kid because the kid's dependent on you? The kid's like your child.
No. When
Why
the
not?
kid is born and the kid is, I feel like when you actually bring a child to term, you have the moral and personal responsibility to uplift and raise that child. Yes, that is your child.
So it has
is not
nothing to do
correct.
then. It has nothing to do with whether or not
That has nothing to do
whether or
then
not
with
the
the
kid's
child's
dependent on
agency.
you. The dependence doesn't matter.
I just said once. Whoa, hold on. So wait. Can you repeat what you just said?
So the dependence doesn't matter according to you. Like that
does
factor doesn't
matter.
matter.
I said once you bring a child to term, it is your responsibility to take care of that child. In my opinion, that is my personal ethical opinion. That once you bring a child to birth or to term, it is your responsibility. And if that requires, I guess, inducing gestation early sometimes, then I guess you're still responsible for that child, in my opinion. But like, if it can't survive without the mom being attached to that.
Here's
Like,
the thing: the child
embryo
can't
or, like,
survive
fetus,
outside of the womb without the mother and the father. If you
said that
let
the
a
reason
baby,
why is
like let's
because
say someone has a child,
the
right,
fetus,
and then they
the
abandon
child
the baby in
was
a park
dependent on the
or
mother.
I don't know,
That's
in an
what you said.
No, I
ocean
said that the
somewhere,
fetus
and
has no
nobody ever finds that
agency.
baby, that
It
baby's
can't do
gone.
anything. It
After,
literally
neither
can't
can
do
kids.
anything.
being
Neither
born,
can 5-year-old kids on
because
an island.
It
So that was my
can.
point.
children
Like what?
need their
They can.
parents.
They're gonna die.
They're gonna, yeah, like she
yes,
said, they're gonna
they
die.
are living that lived experience of them dying, which is bad and immoral and wrong. Yes.
It's the same
Yes.
thing. How's it
No,
not
it's
the same
not
thing?
the same thing.
How's it
If
not?
it can't survive,
It can't survive on
outside
its
of the
own
mother's
outside of the
body
womb either
before it
way.
is viable
When
Okay,
you're
so
5,
living
you know, if
outside of
someone
their
leaves
body,
you,
then it's
I don't know,
okay,
in
in my
in a
opinion.
desert,
But once
right,
you
by
get to the
yourself,
22,
how is that kid
23
gonna
week
survive?
mark,
By
it's
the providence
bad.
of God,
It's
maybe
like,
they'll
that's
survive,
when you're
but
supposed to
they
be
don't have the
prioritizing
survival
the child's
skills.
life over your own.
They're
So
not
it's
in
not
my
conscious,
personal
patience.
opinion.
or they're not.
So it's
They're
not.
they're
It's
not
not
fully
whether or
like
not.
conscious and
It's not
understanding.
whether or not the child is
of the
dependent
things in
on
their life.
somebody. That's not the issue. The issue is whether the child is inside of the woman's body versus outside.
What?
Right?
No. How do I say that the child has to be able to survive outside of the mother's body at a
Yes.
certain point, which
So
is
outside or
22
inside is what matters,
no,
right?
22 or so weeks. At that point,
Yeah,
if
but
it's
why?
still inside, if it's still inside the mom, you should still probably prioritize that child's life because you have intentions of taking care of that child for the most part. If they induce that child, there is going to be high chances of mortality or neurological disorders developed. So yes, you should probably prioritize the child who is going to experience a life experience that could be made better or worse depending on how far along you come to term with that child. So if it is before, like what, say 20 weeks or something, I'm fine with
You're
abortions happening.
dehumanizing that poor
Yes.
child.
After
The
you mean,
child,
after. Is that what you said?
21
No,
weeks
be-
after or
before-
before,
Before,
still
sorry, before,
depends
before, right,
depends
you're
on
right.
the mom.
You're right.
Fine, yes.
Mm-hmm. See,
It's still
and I guess
dependent,
this is
and
my question,
even
is
if, like,
I
let's
keep
say they
asking,
have,
like,
you know,
why
a baby's
is that
premature,
the case? You're saying it's because
but they're
of
able to
inside
survive,
of the body?
and you know
That's
they
where I'm
have to give
confused. It's
birth,
like, because you
and they have
said
to put
originally,
tubes so that the
right?
baby survives.
Your
Or in the
original point
I,
is that
and
the reason why is
ICU.
because they're dependent on the mother.
They're still
right? Is that yes or
depending
no?
on something to give them life.
No, the original reason I said is that they have no
So
agency
this
without the
argument
mother.
falls apart
Yes,
so
dependent
quickly
on
because
the
an
mother, right?
infant, a toddler,
It's not
you know,
that,
I would
like,
say even
he
up, in,
defines
you know,
it,
there
he
are some
defines
smart
it.
kids,
It's not
right,
that
in the
they're
world, but they still
dependent
depend on
the
their
mother,
family.
it's
I
that,
would say
like,
until, you know,
literally
maybe between
without
ages 15 to
that mom,
18,
they
that's
would
when
not
there's less
exist
dependence on mom and
whatsoever
dad
at
because
any
now
point in time.
you're slowly transitioning, you're gradually transitioning into
That
adulthood.
they wouldn't exist. They wouldn't
It
exist.
might not
as
be
in
the
if,
same
like, you took them
dependency
out,
as
they
when
would
they were a
just die.
baby, but you know we still
Yes.
depend on our parents until we're adults and
If it
can
doesn't,
get up
if
on our
it's
2
not,
feet and
like,
get out.
what,
And
I
do our
said,
own- and
like,
make our
what,
own family.
22, 23 weeks, they were more than likely just
So
going
his
to end
argument
up,
falls apart. Dependency
no, not
doesn't
more than
end.
likely. They're 100% likely going
X
to
amount
just
of
die.
weeks.
They're not going to survive.
It's
So,
ridiculous.
Whatsoever.
so it has nothing to do with the dependency. Like, as in, like you having to take care of the kid. That doesn't matter. It's just the kid would die if, like, they were removed, basically.
Yeah, they have to
Essentially,
jump around
yes.
10 million
Okay.
hoops
They wouldn't have a
to
conscious
justify their
experience
evil
at all. They
behavior.
would just
Absolutely,
ex-
100%.
just they wouldn't have a conscious experience at that point.
So your argument, like I'm just kind of like inferring your argument here, is that if the
Right.
child cannot
But that's the
survive,
thing. Even 22 weeks
the
before, like
value
once
of
the
that
egg,
child's life is
the
dependent on
ovum
whether or
meets
not
the
the mother
sperm,
wants them or not.
and they come together. That's
Right?
life right there. That is the early
No.
stages of
Why not?
life.
The value of the child's life becomes more and more
If he says it becomes more, so it's still viable
Uh-huh.
that
early
the
stages.
longer the gestation
But
period happens,
you're just saying,
because
as
we
long
can
as it's
tell
past this
by
amount of time,
the length
you know,
of
they're
the
truly a
birth
human
that
now.
there are intentions of
You're
bringing
so
this child
this
to
person is so
fruition.
sick in the head,
So-
If
and
someone just randomly said,
honest to
out
God,
of nowhere, like before 20
keep my mouth
weeks,
shut.
they wanted
Not
to have
gonna
an
say it with my
abortion or
mouth right
something,
now.
I think that's fine. But like after you get to like the part where they start getting like human conscious experiences and stuff, and they can potentially live outside the womb without the mother like being attached, like that's when you start valuing the child's life.
No, you
more
value
than
the
So
child's
the value,
life
in my
the
opinion.
value of
at
the human life
conception. It begins
is
at
dependent
conception.
solely on the mother's decision, decision of whether or not it has value up to 20 weeks, at which point it transforms into always.
No, it doesn't transform into always.
Wait, what do you? Okay, can you explain that?
Before 20 weeks, I don't believe that they have human conscious like experience whatsoever. Something like that. I keep telling you, I don't really
What do
care
you mean
about
by
the
conscious?
number to it.
Wait, you can't. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm pretty sure like you get like actual like human experiences of like, you know, I just
Like nervous system. Nervous system's like
not like
19.
not like nervous system,
19
but
days.
like
Nervous
no,
system
not
develops
nervous
19 days.
system.
19 days is when you get the first.
like there are studies where they determine when like consciousness and stuff starts being like apparent, and like around that like 21 to 22 something week mark is like when it starts to like, you know.
So like I guess my
more
question is, when does the child become a person? Right? Because like we confer rights onto people, right? So at what point is that personhood given to the child? And that's why I asked, like, is it dependent on whether or not the mother wants them or not? Is that what changes
No,
them from not having it or not?
It depends on if it can survive outside of the mother's body without the help of the mother.
So they're not the person before that. Before 20
are a
weeks,
person.
they're not a person.
Oh my goodness! Then if they're a person
before 20
beforehand,
weeks, they're not a person. Yes, they're just like a concept, pretty much. Like
a concept.
they're
a
developing into a they're like developing into a potential person, but at that point, like there's nothing like realized there. Like, you know what I mean? Like
So-
it's not like
So it's just
it's
like
not like the same
Not
thing.
so something
It's not like the
comes
same
from
thing
nothing.
of like 22, 23 weeks, like the baby like is going to actually have that like experience, like coming out or being induced early or stuff
Can somebody
like that.
clip-
Like, yeah, it's like
What this
so like
guy's
say in
saying,
the future, right?
please,
When our technology,
I can-
our technology gets better, right?
so I
And
can
let's say
bury
that
him live
at
on
10
Twitter.
weeks, we're able to extract the child and like let them
Truly
like,
demonic,
we're able to
absolutely
induce
demonic.
the,
I mean, he already lost the
um,
argument a long time ago,
I don't
but
know, teleport the baby out
it's-
or do a
it's
surgery. So you
baffling
can
to
do
me how
surgery and take the kid
evil
out and put them into like an
some people can
artificial,
be.
like womb. Is there
Space.
the value of their life more important then? Because then their
Well,
life
I
has
think-
value, right? At 10 weeks.
well, no, at that point, like if it's literally being sustained by artificial life, then the agency of the mother no longer really matters at that point, does it?
Yeah, so this is my point. Is like so it's the mother who determines the value. That's what I meant. That's what I was asking.
No, because not even in that scenario, because it's the life is being sustained by artificial life, so
No,
it's
no,
no
I meant
longer
in the current
attached to the
scenario.
mother.
In the current scenario,
Well,
it is.
No, you said in the future though.
Well, yeah,
like
yeah,
in
but,
that scenario.
yeah, okay. So in the future, in the future, it's the future. Right? It's like so now going back to the point of me talking about the future was that the value of the human life changes depending on technology. To you, that's the point of
not
that.
even. Well, no, not even depend. Well, I mean, like, I guess it, like, no, like, if, okay, so I'll explain it again because I think this is important.
Sure.
The child not being able to survive outside of the mother's body, that is important to actually think about, okay? Like, at that point, like, you probably shouldn't have, like, that deep of a connection to something that literally actually can't survive unless the mother also survives.
Wait, why
and
not?
that's not always guaranteed.
Wait, you shouldn't have a connection.
You shouldn't have the same connection before it can actually survive outside of the mother's womb. And what I mean by that is like post the like 20 to 19 week period, you should probably like expect that potentially something could happen to where this child might not come to fruition. But as the longer you get to like, 22, 23 weeks, that is when you start prioritizing the baby's agency, because now you're prioritizing their life experience, which is more important at that point than like what the mother wants in that moment.
So
like,
based on his
a momentary
argument,
decision, like, oh yeah, I just don't want the baby, that's cringe, that's stupid.
There's still,
but like if it's like your child is
who
going to
gave
be
him the right
born
to determine
and
when a
it
life
literally
is
cannot
valuable? If
breathe
a
on
life
its
has
own
been
whatsoever,
conceived,
going to
it's
suffocate and
valuable at
die.
that start.
Like,
Sure,
I
it's
feel
more
like you should
dangerous
probably be
within that
okay
certain time period.
with that.
Absolutely,
No?
100%.
Yes.
Well, I mean that would
But
change,
that
right,
doesn't
according to
mean
technology. That's why I brought the technology thing.
that
Right.
life
So the value of
should
the
be
human
ended
is
prior
dependent on
to that
technology. It's
time
like
where
technology in
it's
the
not as
future,
dangerous.
If we have a
The life is more
capability
along.
of
Still life.
extracting them at,
That's the point
at
of the
10
whole
weeks,
conversation.
and then like actually housing them in like an artificial womb.
Yeah,
then
welcome
like
in Highland. Yeah,
so
absolutely.
babies in the future are worth more
It's mental.
than they are
It's
now
insanity.
at an earlier stage.
Well, because currently, well, I'm not saying they're worth more or less. That's like cringe. It's weird.
No,
Yes,
I mean,
that's
it would be, because
exactly what
when
you're
are the rights
saying.
conferred? The
You're
rights would
saying
be
that
conferred earlier,
before
correct?
a certain period of time,
it's just that
the life
because
is
in
not
in your
valuable
future
or is not as
scenario,
valuable.
The mother's agency
You're
is
saying
no
that
longer a factor
at
like
a
it is today.
specific point
The mother is no
onwards is when
longer,
that life is
permanently
valuable.
attached
The
to that
mother doesn't
child
determine when the
until,
life
like,
is
they give
valuable. The
birth.
life
If
is
you can
valuable
extract
at
that
the
child
start.
and sustain it
And
with
that's
artificial
what-
life, yes, it's going to have like
That's
way
what he fails
more
to
rights
understand.
and agency than like our current scenario of where it literally can't survive
Which would
outside of the
mean-
womb until like
Which would
22
mean
years old, yeah.
that the worth of the child, the personhood of the child, whether or not they deserve rights, is dependent on whether the mom wants them or not. Pre-20, correct?
I wouldn't say exactly that. No, I feel like this is
What
just
could it be then? Because if
No,
the
I
mother
feel like-
says the mother has the child, right, and this is like 19, let's say like 19 weeks, the mother
Mhm.
says, "I want to have this child," then they have value, that they're a human person, correct? Which is why like you can't just like punch out you can't, if you stab the child, then that would be murder, correct?
Yeah.
Like say I had a baby deleter bullet and then like I could shoot the baby at 19 months, shouldn't be allowed, right?
Because at that point, if you're okay, so if the baby is still inside the mom and you're killing the mother in any way,
No, I'm just killing the baby.
No one's killing the mother.
The baby killer
you're
bullet.
assuming. Well, okay, with the baby killer bullet, just with the baby killer bullet.
Yeah. Special technique.
That'd still be immoral because
why?
Yeah, it's because it's not your decision.
Okay, so the reason it's immoral is that but if the woman didn't want it, and then a doctor was like aborted the baby, used the baby killer, then it's fine.
Well, that's a professional scenario where like there's guidance and all these other factors involved, and it's not usually just like, well, I mean, like, yeah, like if somebody said, yeah, I didn't want to get pregnant, we used contraceptives, we still got pregnant, I don't want to have
He
this
keeps going
kid,
around
I made
circles.
them
It doesn't
when
matter
when we
if
did that stuff.
People
Then,
need to
yeah,
understand
why
that
can't
birth control is
professionals
not
just
100%
deal with that?
foolproof.
So
Condoms break.
we
Rules
can
don't always
infer
work.
then
And
that
when you
the
have sex,
value of the
you
child,
consent
the value of
right
the
then
person,
and there to what
of
the
person and
consequences
their
are. You're
rights
not
is
signing a
dependent on
contract.
whether or not the mom wants
You're
them.
not signing this 10-page contract.
Up to
But
like yeah,
you
like 20,
put yourself
21 weeks.
at
yeah.
risk way to
At
have
19 weeks.
the
19
child,
19 weeks
to potentially have a
So it's
child
subjective.
when you consent to having sex, even
The
if it's
human worth
protected.
is subjective.
So
It's
the
not really
best form
subjective.
It is
of
though. It's literally
avoiding
subjective
having a
because it's
child
based
is
on the
abstinence.
Determination
even pulling
of
out
the
isn't
mother. The mother makes
necessarily
choice.
gonna
It's dependent
do
on her
wonders,
mind and her,
because
and her
a man
thoughts and what
can,
she wants.
and I'm sorry, this is getting a little graphic. If you're a minor, you should probably. If a man, leaves his pre-cum or whatever,
But it is.
while
So what
he's
else could it
inside
be?
and
I mean,
still
they
pulls
decide, they
out,
say,
there's still
"I want the
possibility
kid."
that
Okay,
woman
good.
can get
It's a
pregnant.
person.
So
I
it's
don't
not an
want the
effective
kid.
method.
I
Then
want the
it's not a
kid,
person.
and then the baby dies inside of me. It still classifies as an abortion, correct?
Wait, say again. Sorry.
I want the kid, and then the baby dies inside of me. That still classifies like as an abortion, right?
If you say you want the kid, and then you kill the baby,
No,
or the kid
the
just,
baby
just dies.
The
It's a
baby
miscarriage. It's not an
dies.
abortion. Abortion is an intentional act.
To get rid of the child early would be like aborting that fetus, correct? Or is it just
No. Abortion is an
I
intentional
don't really
act.
care too much about the topic.
Abortion is an intentional
Oh.
act. It's when you specifically kill the baby. That's what abortion is.
I don't like the.
Why is he
I don't
talking like he can get
the
pregnant?
framing of it,
Of
though. It
kill?
feels like
Because
really
he's trans
insulting.
and he's not
Of
okay in the head. There,
Yeah, I mean, it's
'cause you're
nasty.
like-
people
you're
who
like-
are trans
you're like-
usually not
it's
okay.
because like it feels like it's putting
And
more,
there are,
like,
of course, varying degrees, but he's absolutely
say
lost
it?
it. He's
It's like
part
you're
of the group of,
controlling
with Niara
women,
and Dawn
and you're like,
that went
yeah, if you
over
don't do
the stream with
thing that
B,
I want you
Aqua,
to
and
do
Mizu.
for
So,
X,
not
Y, Z,
surprised.
however months to
Mhm.
bring this child to term, then
Yeah.
you are morally responsible and culpable for whatever I want to say about how you decided to get rid of that child. Like,
Well,
I
yeah,
don't know, it just feels like
yeah. I mean, they decided to kill the baby, so they killed the baby.
so like
Yeah.
there's just no like other factors. Like there's no like with murder, for example. Like there's no difference between like murder and then like self-defense that resolves in murder or something.
not
Like,
murder.
there's no like difference.
Murder. Self-defense is not murder. It's not defined as murder.
You
AvaAyama
get what I
is
mean.
a
Like,
man.
there's like no
Killing?
difference.
I mean,
between
by
taking
the
a life
voice,
in
it's
that-
pretty
in that
obvious
No,
he's a
scenario.
man.
it's
But he
the same-
uses a
it's not the
female
same thing at
model
all.
and he's trans. He's a trans woman.
Self-defense and murder are like not
So
even,
he's
like,
actually a
remotely, like,
man.
the same thing.
Biologically, he's a
I don't-
man.
I don't.
You know what? He's a
look,
man.
I don't want to get too pedantic on the topics. I'm slow. Okay, I'm mentally
Mhm.
fucking deficient. Okay.
No worries.
I don't want to get
Well,
too.
I'm glad you
too
admitted at
caught
least.
in on like the words and stuff
It's
like
important,
that.
though.
But I think you understand what I mean.
About
Is there no value in looking at the scenarios and engaging in nuance to determine what should be like
The issue is that his nuance is still unacceptable.
determining what should be okay.
Like,
Well, I think
It's just
almost every
irresponsibility.
case,
Here, we can end this conversation right now.
it
You're an
wouldn't be.
irresponsible human
Because
being
you're
who
still
wants
killing a
no
person.
accountability,
I just
and you don't
understand-
know
I
how to
see, like,
keep.
what scenario.
Well,
we
he's a
could
man,
set up
so it
in
doesn't
which
matter if he
would
keeps his
be
legs
okay.
closed. Actually,
the
no.
only scenario would
Usually
be
they
like
say that for
if,
women.
if it truly
You don't
were
know how to
the
keep
life
your
of the
pee-pee out
mother,
of
because then
another
you're
hole,
life
but
for
you're
life at that
probably
point.
gay, so you're fine with women just
Well,
spreading their legs
I don't even
open
wanna engage
and
in the life
take
of
it
the
and that's
mother
it.
thing. Like we don't even have to go
You're just like,
that
yeah,
far.
go
Yeah,
do
Like,
it.
every other
Go
reason
crazy,
is bad.
guys.
In my opinion.
You got abortion
okay,
later.
So you just like personally
Ridiculous.
from like this is what I'm getting from what
There
like,
is
I'm
no-
getting
there's no
interacting with you
nuance
so
in it.
far.
That
I
that
personally-
justifies murdering
You
another
don't
person.
care about the other life experiences and future expectations when it comes to like
But
how
hacking
that,
trans,
that
yeah.
child will experience life in the future. You just care about the life in general.
So
And
like,
that's
No,
like-
we
So hold
care
on,
about
so
the
more
life
important
even
than
after.
anything.
Yes,
This is
it
actually
sucks
really
that some
important.
people are
you think
born
that
into
the value
poverty, but
of
it's
the
not.
child's life is dependent on like how good of a life that they
Like-
possibly will live in the future.
Oh, please.
So like
please
their
destroy his
value,
argument right
their
now.
value, their
There's
personhood is
nu-
dependent on that.
Well, there's nuance to me engaged there. Like, if, for
What's the
example,
nuance?
say for example, someone is in a scenario like I'll use my mom as an example.
Okay.
She was convinced by my dad
Mhm.
to uproot her life, and
Mhm.
then once he got in trouble or whatever with the law,
Yep.
he wasn't around, and she suddenly had to take care of kids that she didn't have a job to take care of and stuff.
Mhm.
Like, in that scenario, do you not think that like a doctor or professionals can be like,
Why
Do you
can't you
understand what
just
you're saying
give
by
the
this? Do you
children
understand
up
what you're saying
for
by this? What you're saying
adoption?
is
Why
that the
can't
value of
why
the
can't that person come
of
into the child's life
is
later?
dependent on the circumstances in which they will be born into. That's what you're saying.
no, I'm saying that it's valuable to engage in nuance there.
Your nuance
I'm not
What do you
doesn't
mean by that?
help your
You're-
case.
you're
It doesn't
trying
help your
to-
case.
okay, I
Plenty
feel like
of
you're
poor
trying
people
to
throughout
engage
time have
in,
had
like,
children.
ultimate,
People
like,
in societies that are less developed than
ultimate
ours
deterministic
have
truth that-
children.
That every baby killing abortion thing is
It's
just wrong. And there's no
ridiculous.
nuance
Yes,
worthy
it's
to engage
wrong.
with besides,
It's
like,
wrong
Would you
they
say that all
every
murder is wrong?
single time.
Would you say that all murder is wrong? Definitionally, murder.
definitionally murder for the most part. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
You're murdering a life, my guy.
It's not the same thing.
Uh-huh.
No,
Why not?
It's
I
not
think I
the
explained
same
it. I think I explained
Holy
it pretty. I think at 22 weeks, that's when you can start calling it like murder, maybe.
No, but my point is that what you're saying is that the value of the baby depends on the circumstances, right? That's what you're saying.
No.
What
I'm
was
not-
the whole thing
no.
about the? Because you talked about
No.
your mom and about how like they're in the
No,
she was in a
I'm
bad
Honestly,
I'm
situation.
saying
If it
And
were
then, like,
up
it
to
his
me,
dad went
people like
to,
him would be
was it
arrested
to
for
jail,
life.
And then like now she had the child and like she didn't know what to do with it, right? Like,
There-
yeah.
I'm saying that there is nuance worthy to engage with. I'm not saying that the value is simply determined by the living situation that the child we place in. No, I'm not saying that.
It
I'm
either
saying
has
that.
value or doesn't, right?
No,
The-
I'm saying that there are valid reasons that professionals should be able to engage with to come to the best determination for what would
The
be best
only
for the
time that
mother
I can
and their
potentially
well-being.
see it
Like-
being valid, which
like,
even
I'm gonna
then
be
I still
real,
don't think
I
it's
keep saying
valid,
it over
is
and
if
over and over and
truly
over and over again.
that
I
child's
don't
gonna die
care
anyway
if
outside of the
baby
womb very
can't survive,
shortly. But even then, I
before
would
what,
still want them to try to have a
22,
fighting
23
chance.
weeks?
You
I
never
don't-
know. God
past-
can make a
Before
miracle.
then, I personally, I just don't
They
give a
might
fuck.
figure
You
out
can
something
moral
that could help
grandstand
save
me
that
or whatever,
child
I
outside
just
of the
don't
womb. You
care
never know.
because it's morally loading past that point.
So your
The baby
your
has no
morality
But the
is
reasons
based on
he's
not caring.
giving, like, oh, they're not gonna have the best life.
My morality is not based on not caring. My morality
Uh-huh.
is just simply understanding that baby is not going to survive if the mother decided that they didn't want it in that moment. But
Adoption.
past
which
22
which would make the value of the baby subjective.
No, I'm saying
Right?
past 22 to
How can it
24.
be anything but subjective?
It's
No,
subjective. They
I'm
pick an arbitrary number. I don't understand.
What do you think about trans suicide rates?
And now he's switching the
What-
topic.
Wait, so
Look at him.
you don't
look at
you
him.
don't
You're
You
not
don't know?
yanking me around on this shit anymore.
What do you
think
mean
about
yanking you
trans
around?
suicide
That was
rates?
what
Don't
the-
you
that was
talk
what
to
the-
her
What do you
like
think about
that.
trans suicide rates.
I mean, I guess I
Look,
can talk about it.
the amount of
What do you think about
disrespect. You are so
What do I
mentally
think about
ill.
them? I
and
think that
I
What do you-
pray
what do you know about
bad.
trans?
God touches your
What
heart,
do you know
Alva,
about trans
because
healthcare?
I know there's a
holy-
lot of nuance there.
Oh, interesting.
Mhm.
So we can engage in nuance with the
my
trans
goodness.
healthcare
Oh,
right
yeah.
now, but probably not
Uh-huh.
abortion. Okay,
She's
so
laughing.
Let's engage with the trans. The
this
trans
guy's
healthcare.
so
Okay, go
insane.
ahead.
Why?
So,
Why do we
you
let
think
people
it's
like
worth
this
it
run around
for
freely?
people
They're
like
not
us to be
okay.
able
They
to
need
receive,
help.
Our healthcare, which we have been studied, and this has been.
You
a
need
thing
to,
for, like,
sir. You need
fucking
to go to
ever.
a hospital,
Do you
a
think
mental
it's, like,
hospital, in a
worth it
straight
for us
jacket,
to
because
get gender
holy
affirming care?
I think there's
moly,
a lot of
the
nuance
amount
involved
of
in that.
disrespect
Oh,
and
there's a lot of nuance,
emotionalism.
so, like,
You know,
What do you mean by that?
if I didn't know
It
you were a
depends.
man,
There's
I
a
would
lot
think
of
you are a
nuance.
woman because of how
Well, can you
emotional you
explain
are.
it?
So maybe you do fit the
No,
woman
it's just there's
category a little
nuance.
bit. But you know
Well,
what?
can
You're not a woman
determine,
either.
Like, who is the person living
Holy
that life?
I think there's a
lasagna
lot of
here.
nuance on
Like I don't,
whether or
I don't
not, like,
understand the
like,
amount
I
of
don't know.
disrespect.
Interesting.
If I have
So
to
we can
talk
engage
to
in a
this
lot of
guy
nuance here, but we
tomorrow
can't
or
look at
whenever,
abortion for some
What I'm
reason.
saying is like this was the
All-
argument
he ain't gonna.
earlier.
He
This is the
is
argument we
not
were
going
making
to
earlier.
yank me
No,
by my
no,
hair.
No, it wasn't actually.
Okay, I'll
He
engage
is
in it. I'll engage in it for real.
irresponsible.
I'll engage in
He's
it for real. Okay,
selfish.
go ahead.
He
So,
doesn't care about
Let's-
anyone but
let's-
himself.
Let's go for real. Can you
And
start from
he
the beginning? You said something about
justifies
trans suicide rates.
evil.
Like, what about them?
What do you think about trans suicide rates?
suicide's
Like
bad.
we have to. Well, okay. Well,
Mhm.
we have.
All suicide
we
is bad.
determine that with gender affirming care, trans people live a
It's not
longer,
gender
healthier,
affirming
successful
care.
life
It's butchering
than
your
they would
body.
without gender
Stop
affirming
painting
care.
it what
Actually,
it's
Cass doesn't
not.
show that. That's wrong.
Oh,
That's actually wrong as according to Cass.
fuck
Yeah.
me. Fuck me. I guess I'm just fucking. I'm just living. I'm just not living this life.
No,
okay.
that's the data. That's
so-
that's
I mean, if you don't want to
statistical
live
data
this life,
from
you're
Cass.
more than
Wait,
free to do
you're-
so.
you're not
I don't want you to
interested
do
in hearing
it.
what I have to say
But if
right
you
now,
want
right?
to
You
end
just
your
want
life,
like-
No, go
because
ahead.
you don't get what you
But
want,
then
you're a
I'm just-
baby
I'm just
throwing a
saying that
tantrum.
I'm interested
statistically-
in your.
I
statistically,
would
what you're saying is
understand
wrong.
medical procedures, like for example, there's a virus that is killing you. You can't really fight it off on your own, and you need medication and you need care. That makes sense because it's an external
Cass study actually
force that
shows
is
that it
trying
doesn't-
to
it isn't
destroy
actually-
you.
Gender affirming care for like kids isn't
But this
actually, like,
quote unquote gender
lower
affirming
the
care
rate of
is
suicide.
Why,
what we need
why
to
did
fix
I,
is what's in your
Did I
noggin.
say trans
What's in your noggin
suicide
is
rates?
messed
What did I
up.
ever say kids? Did I
Okay,
say
so you
gender
mean, like-
affirming care?
Yeah, yeah. So
No, he's trying to switch the
let me see.
topic to something
For-
else because
for
he
adults?
lost.
For
He
adults
lost the
specifically?
argument.
Interesting.
Why is that?
Interesting. I mean, I just said trans healthcare, which has been studied, and we
Yeah, well, that's
we
the
have
data that we have.
professionals
We have data for the child rates. Mhm.
Interesting. Okay, so give me your what's your take on like trans healthcare and suicide rates and stuff? So, like, I'm just saying this like as a fact,
Mhm.
trans people as a whole, by going through their gender affirming care,
do you
typically
have
they
data
have
for
a
that?
better.
Can you show me
One moment,
the
actually.
study so I can see it?
Give me 1 moment. Jesus.
I'm so tired of people like this Because they live in La La
The only
Land
one I
and
know
they
is-
want to
is-
make
is the
La La
casting. The
Land
casting shows
everybody
that there
else's
isn't,
problem.
There isn't actually
Well,
like a decrease in suicide
you
rate.
were focused
I-
on trans kids, so I just don't think
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
taking
yeah.
it
So I mean,
seriously.
if there's a difference for adults,
I
then
think
sure,
that
like, we can
he is
still
not
take
fit
that
for
data.
debate.
There shouldn't be a
If he wants
difference,
to go
actually.
stand on a soapbox
Trans
and
people,
preach
it
to
shouldn't
the
matter.
choir, he
It's our
can do that,
healthcare.
but he's
Do
not.
you know anything about our healthcare?
Wait, what do
Or
you
just
what do
know
you
He has
what do you
no-
mean?
he has no
What do you mean it
business
doesn't matter?
debating
You're the
anyone.
one that
How
brought
do-
up suicide
He
rate.
gets frustrated so easily, he lashes
how
out,
children get
and
on,
he has
hormone replacement
disrespected
therapy,
Leaflit
please.
on multiple occasions.
How
This
children get on hormone
this debate has been
replacement
over for like
therapy?
30
Can you tell me?
minutes.
Yes.
Go ahead, why
No,
don't you
in
tell
your
me?
own words, please. Could you tell me? Could you tell me?
How they get on like nowadays? I don't know. I'm assuming they
what's-
go to the
what's your
doctor,
assumption?
and then the doctor.
How long do you think that takes?
I don't know. You tell me.
So you just okay. So you just don't. Okay. What's the normal reasons for desistance rates?
What is it?
Well, can you give me in your own words? I'm asking you these questions.
No,
I just want to know how
I'm
much you
asking
know
you.
about. I just want to know how much you know about our healthcare. I mean, like
Yeah,
you were
tell
very
me.
interested. Well, hold on. Can I explain this? You were very
Yeah.
interested in pulling up the cast reviews to debunk me on the trans kids shit.
Uh-huh.
But like,
That's 'cause
what,
the one I
what do
know.
you know? What do you know about our healthcare entirely? Do you actually care about our healthcare and like us as people, or like what's going on?
Do
Yeah, I care about you so much
trans
that I
health-
don't want to affirm your
like,
delusions.
your
Absolutely.
healthcare and
Well, our
you as
healthcare-
people?
Yeah,
well,
the
also, I
abortion
do care
debate
about
is pretty
trans
much
people
over
as
at this
people.
point, and
I
he's
just- I don't
he's
know what-
transitioned
I
into
don't-
talking
don't
about
know
trans
if
people.
The treatments that are prescribed by people are effective.
Hmm.
I mean, again, like you know, pointing to
You sure
Cass,
you
it
don't
doesn't
know?
show that there's actually a reduction in suicide rate.
I personally just don't think you care. Honestly, I
I
just
mean,
don't think you care.
I can't really. That's not something I can rebut.
Oh, I mean, you could rebut it technically. I mean,
No, I can't. How can I
Yeah.
rebut it? You said I don't care. I mean, you said I don't care. I said I do care, and then
She
No, I
cares,
said I
but he
don't
says she
think
doesn't
you
care.
care,
So, like, what's the
personally.
answer?
I
well,
don't think you care.
what would I need to do to show that I care?
Affirm
I
his
asked you simple
delusions, Leaflet.
questions
That's what
about,
you
like,
need
well,
to do.
you brought up the topic of trans kids, or you is focused on trans kids. So I
Yeah.
asked you, like,
Because it's the information
How-
I know.
how do trans kids get on hormone replacement therapy?
There's
Or,
no
like,
such thing as a
how
trans
How
kid.
long does this go? Like, these are the statistics you're looking at, correct?
Well, I mean, again,
So, like-
it depends on the time, right? And it also widely
Oh.
varies depending on like jurisdiction, right? But typically they would go to
Yeah, he's
I
moving the
suppose, a
goalposts.
therapist,
Absolutely. He
in
thinks
which
that
case the
he's smart.
therapist
He's
would
not
Make
smart.
the determination, and then they would go to a doctor / endocrinologist.
He's
in which they
emotional.
would receive the hormones. Or I guess it also depends on. It depends on the availability of it as well, and like the places. It really depends on the state. Like each state is different.
Interesting.
Is that wrong?
No, that's actually pretty good.
Okay.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you can engage with that to like that degree, how come every time I say something like on abortion, you kind of like it's always bad to kill the child, and
Wait, what?
regardless of whatever nuance was like presented to you is just
What are
like
you
it's
talking
always
about?
bad regardless.
I don't know what you're talking
Can you
about.
explain that? I think you do know.
No,
what
I
I'm
really
trying to
don't.
talking
Wait,
gotcha.
what do you mean? Can you,
In a gotcha.
tell me what you're accusing me of?
I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm asking you a question.
Okay, can you ask it like in a
How come
okay?
you're
how
able
come?
now to
Mm.
engage with such a serious degree of nuance
Uh-huh.
for whatever reason, but whenever I say anything related to abortion,
I'm treating
you-
this
I
exactly
say
the
it,
same how I did
no,
before.
You
It is.
treat it like I have to repeat myself over and over and over again, over and over and over again. You just want to
No,
keep
because you never
repeating,
answered the
"I
question
think it's
before.
bad."
You never answered the question
Well,
He
before.
never answered,
You
and you
didn't.
just kept over
Your
talking
answer-
her, of
yes,
course.
I have.
No, because okay, so the logical line that we went by infers that the value of the child is subjective as to the that's the only logical conclusion you could make by that route. And then when I said that, you said that's not true, which doesn't make logical sense. Which is why I was confused. And then you said that there was nuance, and I said, okay, well, what do you mean by
what-
that?
So what was my position initially? Did I come in here and I say like specifically about like the weeks?
He was
and
trying to
stuff,
say
and when I
that
start,
if
like,
they
actually
can't take
caring?
care of the child,
I wanted
and it's
to know
before
what your
20
position
weeks,
was on
then it's okay to
Your
end the
position
life.
Oh,
later was that you didn't really answer, so I actually don't even know what you're.
I thought I
other
answered
than
He
a
went-
couple
he
other
went
than
in
the
like
fact
10 million
that
directions.
you have a 20
And
you
watch
have a
them
20
later when they see my
week,
reaction. They're gonna be like,
hard cutoff.
keep misgendering me.
You didn't really. like answer why
I mean, some I feel like
Whether
don't
or
accept
not-
reality for what it is.
the child had value before that.
I did. I said when the child
I think
literally
this
can't
individual
exist without
is
the
a
mother's body,
streamer.
then no, the child just
I
has no
think
value
his
in
name
my
is
mind.
So it has
AvaAyama.
no value. So, and this is what I was asking because I asked you then, right? So if
In
you were to
my mind,
if
I'm
you were
not
to
the
use the
mother of
baby
that
killing
child.
bullet, wait, you're not the mother of the child. So the mother is the mind of the mother, as in like the psychology of the mother, determines whether or not the child is like a person. That's what I mean. I don't know what you mean. Like I'm
No,
confused.
I keep saying it over and over and over again.
But you're
like,
not answering it though.
If the child can't
He's not a
survive
content creator? I
without
could've
the
sworn-
mother
well, hold on, let me
before
see.
whatever fucking
Maybe he
week
is
it
a
is
VTuber.
Yes, I
before
know
it
that.
can actually survive outside the womb,
Yes.
then I personally don't see that thing as a child because it's basically
He has a
parasite to
YouTube
me,
page and
okay?
a Twitch.
It's
So
not
the
the same
child
thing.
has the child's value is not is zero
And he streamed
Before-
an hour ago.
before 20 weeks.
I don't call
it's
it.
zero.
I don't call it.
One day before 20, it's zero.
I don't call it a
No
child.
value.
It's a
He
potential
streams.
child. It's a potential child, but it's not like a child that can actually like experience that like lived.
Okay, so can you explain that?
Conscious
Can you
experience
explain like
outside
can you explain why?
No,
it's not
he's a
child? Like,
content creator.
What's the
He
difference?
has content. He has streams.
The difference is that it can live outside or not. That's
He
what
doesn't
determines
post
the
very
value.
often though.
Can
It
we go
seems.
back
So
to
maybe
the trans stuff? I
he's
guess?
just a
So
You
streamer.
went back to this, so I was
guess.
going back to it because you wanted to go back to it. I was totally fine in the other.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can just go back to the trans stuff
Sure.
because there's just yeah. I'll just keep repeating
I mean,
myself.
he
on
already
that,
got
honestly.
decimated on the
go
abortion
ahead.
aspect, so
So like,
I
do you think it's
suppose.
valuable to be interested in just debunking the things that I'm saying on like trans healthcare rather than just like listening and being interested in what I'm saying?
Wait. Can you say that again? I didn't
His
hear that.
oh my goodness.
Do you believe that it's valuable to be interested in debunking my claims about trans healthcare rather than listening to what I'm speaking and saying?
Well, I mean, I think you speaking and saying doesn't necessarily make the thing true or not.
So are you just not interested in speaking to me?
No,
about
I mean, I'm
this
interested
stuff?
in speaking and understanding like what you mean.
Well, I'm trying to ask you like why you thought it was like appropriate to bring up the cast review and stuff, but I'm just like, asking you questions on what you think.
Yeah, well,
About
because
trans
you asked
suicide
me about
rates and
suicide rates,
healthcare.
right? So this is the line of logic, okay? So you asked me for what I thought of the suicide rates,
Mm-hmm.
and what did I think about? Was it? I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. You brought up that. How do I feel about the trans suicide rates and them being high? Right?
Mhm.
Isn't that what you were talking about?
Yeah, that's what he initially
And then
said.
I
I
brought
said
up,
that.
trans
and then
suicide rates.
and then you tied that to care, in which I responded that the data in the cast review doesn't show an actual like correlation with a reduction. That's why I brought it
And
up.
you said, then you focused on children when I just said trans people in general.
Yeah.
are
So then I
healthcare.
asked you then, like, what's the like, is there a differentiation for adults? I don't know. I asked you for the data on that. Unless you want to talk more philosophically about it and like not really in the data, we could do that if you want.
Yeah, I'm I'm trying to speak to you. I'm not trying to speak to a performative fucking you're
I'm not
going to
performative.
clip chip me. I don't well look, you can say that. I just don't care. This is like the
It was a little
experience
rude
that
of me
pers-
to do the thing earlier where I when I mimicked
Why
your
why does he
argumentative
keep making
structure, like, that
himself
was a
out to
little
be
bit
the
rude,
victim?
I will admit.
You're having a debate because you want to
Okay,
know
Sorry about
Well,
what the other person is
like, I
saying
actually like
and
speaking
potentially
to the
decimate
person.
their
I
point of
don't wanna
view.
speak
Show
to,
the
like, I
inconsistencies in
actually
their
want to
logic.
understand what you think about these things.
You know,
and
it's
what you
one thing if
understand
you're
about these
having
things.
a more
Initially, it
calm
seems like you didn't
discussion
understand anything about these
and you're
things
not looking
besides
to
the cast
argue,
review
but
Okay.
to debunk my gender affirming
Woo.
care thing.
Okay.
So like, do you personally think like there is just like no, or actually no? Let me not even ask this question. Do you understand what the normal causes of desistance usually is?
No. What is that?
It is typically societal factors induced by family, friends, people around them.
yeah,
who
people want to
typically
die
make
for
them
a
feel the way
variety
that
of
they
different
do about
reasons. What
being
makes a
visibly
trans
trans
person
and
special than the
visibly
kid
on
who
this
wants to
type
end
of,
his
like,
life because he's
medication
getting
and stuff?
bullied? For other reasons.
Do you
All
seriously,
life is
like, not
sacred,
know
yeah,
anything
but
about that?
So
you're-
what you're saying
I don't know.
then-
His line of
so
reasoning
hold on.
makes me
So
think that trans people,
Are you
deserve
saying
this kind
then
of
that
special
you can
treatment
become
because
not trans
whatever.
by pressure?
No, I'm not. No.
Okay.
I'm saying that typically speaking,
Can you define
people
desistance first,
don't
just so I know what we're talking about the same thing?
desistance as in they
Oh, yeah, of course. He's been debating from emotion
detransition
from the
Mhm.
start.
for whatever
Absolutely.
reason that may be,
I-
which
I
is
I said
only
that
like
before.
a,
And I'll say it
I'll say
again.
a
He's
2 to
debating from
5%
emotion. He
range
doesn't.
of our 1 to 2%
He just
world
wants to try and
population,
make
which
a
is
point
so
because he
it's
thinks he's right.
astronomically
And quite frankly,
small
he's quite wrong.
population of people. But typically,
Uh-huh.
when they desist or detransition,
Mm-hmm.
it is typically not because it is them figuring out that they aren't trans. They typically realize that they're trans if they're going through the surgeries and going through hormone therapy and all that stuff. They typically understand this and they know that about themselves. Typically, it is reported that they detransition because of societal factors, like the people around them
Mm-hmm.
treating them personally.
Yeah, but trans people transition because of the
malicious,
same
negative
thing.
way that is very apparent because of
Mhm.
the way
There
they
is
look, the
plenty
way they
of
sound,
trans
the way they
people who
exist in the
transition
world
because of
as
abuse.
trans.
Their
It
parents
is very
didn't like the
difficult
gender
to,
that they
I
were
guess,
in.
talk about these
Someone
things
could have
because, like,
abused
the
them that
immediate
wasn't a family
reaction is
member.
to kind of like debate trans people on like our healthcare and stuff like that.
So hold on. So what you're saying though, right? So I mean, I just want to be clear. What you're saying is that by doing those things and pressuring people away from being trans, that they stop wanting to be trans?
It's not that they stop wanting to be trans. They just believe that by no longer transitioning, or like they just don't have the
Did they say
means to
that?
continue
How do you know that?
transitioning. Well, in the studies, they say that their reason for it's like I said, it's an astronomical small fucking 2 to 5% of our
Uh-huh.
1 to 2% population. Okay,
Okay. Uh-huh.
so like astronomically small.
Yeah.
They say that the reason they personally detransition, or at least the most cited reason,
Uh-huh.
is not because they realize that they're being trans. It's that the people around them treat them so poorly for being trans that continuing healthcare is detrimental to their lived experience.
So they don't need it then. So like by doing that, you create a situation in which they don't need it, because you said that they detransition and then they're okay.
No, they do need it. It's that people make them feel so suicidal.
But then they don't
and
do it
so
anymore.
Horrible about. That's not good.
Why?
Do you think people should be able to peer pressure you out of getting knee surgery
Knee surgery? What does it have to do
or
with
getting an
anything?
artificial limb? Like,
I
why do you think
mean,
it's okay?
my
for people
question
to peer
is,
pressure
why are you
trans people
comparing?
out
This
of
is such
getting
a
healthcare that improves their life or
Well, I
standard
mean,
of
that's
living.
just that's
illogical
just your
fallacy that doesn't
prescription
connect.
for what should happen. Like to them,
can
like
look all
these
this
people
up.
are
You can
saying
look
that
this
like
up.
they got pressured out of it and then now they don't want to do it.
No, I didn't say that. They didn't get pressured out of it to where they don't want to do it. They get pressured out of it because their lived experience is so poor being visibly trans that they believe that they should just not continue transitioning.
So you're
because
saying
they'll
people
get
don't
treated
have to
better.
do it then? They don't have to do it then.
What? No, that is not what I'm saying. I'm saying that people are so disgusting towards trans people.
Uh-huh. Do they all
that
kill
make them
themselves
either
after?
want to. No, they don't all kill themselves after.
So you're saying that you don't have to do it then?
So do you not care? I guess.
No, I do care. I'm asking because the reason I asked about if they kill themselves after, because if they always kill themselves after, then that would be data like proof data that we can say that that's bad. That's what I was asking you, because I didn't know if there's data. Do you have the data on that?
Wait. So okay, this is where we're gonna loop back to the abortion thing.
Wait, what?
So like,
Oh my
So
goodness.
the
Leave
value
the
of
abortion
the life here
topic
is just the most
behind.
important factor. So
This
no
guy's
other
so
factor involved, like
disingenuous.
peer pressuring that person into not receiving the medical care that was studied and tailored for them.
Well,
like
No,
that's
I'm
okay.
using it for your argument. Is that if we can prove, right? So like if we can prove for sure that pressuring people to detransition and then they detransition and then they
I mean,
kill themselves
I don't think she's
after,
farming. I
then
think
we
she
can
wants to show him that
prove
his line of,
that it's
his line
bad
of
to
reasoning
do
is
that, to
stupid.
detransition people, right? That's why I'm asking if you had the data for it. Like then we could prove it, which would be like huge for your case, right?
What the fuck did I just listen to?
Do you want me to say it slower?
So like, do you value human life to the same degree that I do?
What do you mean? Yeah, I don't want them to kill themselves. That's my point. My point is I don't want them to kill themselves. And like if you are able to draw like a correlation that detransitioning causes a higher rate of killing themselves, then we could use that to say that it's a bad thing,
I
which
think
would
you
be
can look that up on
good.
your own,
Which
I
would be
guess.
good for the. Well, I mean, do you know? Like, I mean,
think-
you know a lot
think-
about it,
I
right?
think you can. I think you can look up the specific suicide statistics and stuff on your own personally. I think you're super interested in that personally. But if we can just focus on, do you value human life to the same degree that I do?
I think higher, actually.
Higher? Are
Yeah.
you sure?
Mhm.
So like, there's nothing wrong with, like, again, I'm going to ask this again, so I want an answer to this.
Mhm.
There's nothing wrong with people who aren't experiencing this healthcare to peer pressure others who are experiencing this healthcare out of taking healthcare that improves their standard of living.
There's, I guess what I'm saying is I don't know if that proves that it actually does increase their standard of living for every person. I don't
Okay, I'm
think it
going to
does.
ask you
I think it
again.
depends.
Do you Leaflit
Uh-huh.
think it is okay for people to peer pressure other people out of taking healthcare that has been proved
It's not
and studied
healthcare.
to improve our
And-
standard of healthcare?
Okay, I have a question for you
Already
first,
on
because
that
this is actually
definition,
really related.
like, I
you have
want
to
him to say-
Okay,
answer
go
my
ahead, go ahead,
question,
go ahead.
To give the
please.
Go ahead,
definition,
go ahead. Sorry,
Mhm.
go ahead.
it's affirming
Answer,
mental
please.
illness.
You
You don't
don't
have to
answer.
cut off your
No,
body
that way I
parts
can
or
fully listen.
inject
I'm fully
yourself
Do you
with all these
believe it is
chemicals for the
okay
sake
for
of a
people who
cosmetic.
aren't
It's a cosmetic
experiencing
procedure.
our
It's not
to
healthcare.
peer pressure other people out of taking healthcare that
It's
improves
not
our
healthcare.
standard
These
of
people are
living?
so
Do you think that
delusional.
is okay?
Genuinely so
I
delusional.
think that.
Personally,
Okay, go ahead. Me personally.
personally.
I'm gonna be right
Yes,
back
you
in a second. I
personally.
have to.
It depends on the person, I think, because there's a lot of different things that could cause transgenderism. So, like, I'll give you an example of a case in which peer pressuring a person to change their lifestyle is a good thing, right? So, say a person was like really fat, and then we told them like, "Hey, fat ass, like fucking go exercise." We peer pressured the shit out
This
of
isn't
them,
the same thing.
and then
This isn't the same thing.
they lost weight. Then that would be a case in which the peer pressure was good.
This isn't the same thing. This isn't the same thing. This
Well, I
isn't
mean,
the
say
same thing.
there's another case with a
thing.
trans person, right? And we don't know, you know, as far as them being trans, it's kind of hard to tell, like how. I think it's hard to tell, really, without actually trying to dig into it and pressure them in the first place to determine whether or not a person is trans. So if you had someone on the fence that said that they were trans, and then you told them like, don't be trans, and then they were able to reach a point where they did transition, that would be a good result.
So you think it's more likely that people like just openly come out?
Well, like,
than,
I had a friend, right? I had a friend that said that they were trans. They told me they were trans. And then I talked to them about it,
Whew.
and I convinced them out of it. And they thanked me later. They thanked me like a year
Holy
later.
Fucking shit! You convinced them out of it. You didn't ask them to go to a professional. You convinced them out of it. What the
Well,
fuck?
it took a while. So like I told them.
Holy shit!
Mhm. I mean, I told them basically that they didn't have to do it, and it was totally fine being like a guy that was girly, and they still went along with it online for a while, but then they really thought about it, and then they made the determination that it was actually better for them to not transition. And I think that's a good
Sorry
result,
guys, I'm
to
rubbing
be
some muscle relaxer on
like
myself.
instead of like respecting
Just
like
being sick.
health
asthma.
professionals, medical care, and like treatment studies, like
I mean, they can be wrong.
it's not like deterministic.
Here's the thing:
that
these
person
people who
is trans, obviously,
transition
because,
young
they
people
didn't
have an
go through
incentive,
the
People
treatment.
detransition,
and
But,
it's
like,
money for them. They don't
Yes,
care about
but,
you
like,
actually
didn't
being
even
okay.
want them to be evaluated by like a professional whatsoever.
The
You just thought it
professional
was like
has an
appropriate on your own
incentive.
to just
Big
yeah,
pharma.
You know, think
Literally
trans
big
healthcare probably
pharma.
bad, and it's better if you
And
just
you
don't.
have to
Like,
I didn't
be
say
yeah,
that.
you know,
I didn't say
living
that.
under a
Look,
rock, not
I
to
told them.
like.
This is,
I'm-
let me
see
tell you
that.
what I actually told them.
I'm pretty sure that's.
Let me tell you what I actually told them. I told them that actually what I told them is actually like I don't think it's transphobic at all. I told them like, listen, like I just want you to understand, because like everybody was telling them that, like, you know, everybody was basically patting them on the back for like coming out, and I basically told them, like, as your friend, you know, I just want to tell you that you don't have to do this, and that if you determine that you're okay living as a guy, you can be a girly guy. You can be a guy that likes cute things and likes to dress up like in girl clothes
Wow.
and have more of a feminine attire, and that's totally fine. And I told him, but if you go through it and you determine, like, you know, actually, like, this, I actually am trans, and I told them, like, yeah, you're my friend. Of course I'm gonna be there for you. So that's what I told them. And then through their own determination, they determined that actually, I'm okay with being a feminine guy. And then they, despite being on that road to go through it, they backed out. So like, I have
There's
personal
a whole-
experience with this.
I think that's a whole lot of yapping to just say you never wanted them to experience professional.
That's
like,
so
evaluations, so you
disgusting.
just
That's a
didn't want
whole
that to
lot of
happen
No, I
yapping.
told them that they could do that. I told them they should seek therapy. I did.
Oh, you didn't mention that, so but okay, I believe you.
Mhm.
I believe you. But like, you just think it's like appropriate to like do that though because it
Yeah.
happened once where like your friend
Yeah,
is
of course. Like, yeah.
uh,
You should explore other options.
Mm.
Like just because you have feelings that you believe that you're the other gender doesn't mean that you should immediately do it. I mean,
Well, I didn't say that.
this is a big lifelong decision, something that you should think about, like all of the options. right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is
This is a very
what they
balanced
go
point of view,
over
I think.
when you go through professional evaluations.
Mhm.
They go through all this. Yeah.
Yeah, but like for example, in this case, right? Like I knew my friend a lot more than like a therapist would, right? Because I've known them for years.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've known them for
Okay.
years. So like, you know,
Mhm.
like I've always noticed that they were kind of a girly guy, right? So
Yeah,
That's why I
knew
went
that
through
for
that.
years, so,
this
like, they shouldn't have
AvaLove was
gotten knee
on
surgery,
the
like, personally. They shouldn't have got it.
wait, what?
thing
This
with
has
Dawn,
nothing to do with
Niara,
knee
and them
surgery. What are you talking
reviewing
about?
Well,
the
you knew
stream
them
with Akon
personally, so
Bisu
they shouldn't
and
have
I.
got that
So
treatment. I
it is
don't know.
basically
Like,
Niara
that's an
2.0.
explanation for
No,
why
well,
you
they
think
they
it's
basically
came
okay.
Niara
they came up with the
2.0.
decision themselves. I didn't
Well,
I
no, I'm
force
not
them.
saying the
It's not like I
surgery.
pointed a gun at their head and told them like you're not gonna become trans.
I
I'm gonna
mean, she
shoot you. It's not
presented
like I
the
did that.
options.
You're currently taking credit right now. You're describing right now. I spoke to my friend and I let them know that it's okay to be a feminine boy and stuff.
I think it
instead
had a
of
big
saying,
effect
like,
on it. They told me themselves, by the way. It wasn't like that's not me saying it had a big effect on it. That's my
That's
friend telling me
not-
that.
This
My
is
friend
not
said
the-
that.
This isn't the point. This isn't the point. I'm saying you
No, this is the point,
don't
though.
respect
You
her
told me it
health.
was
You
me.
don't respect her healthcare. You don't
What do you
respect
mean?
her
What do you
healthcare.
mean I don't respect
You
your
don't
healthcare?
respect her healthcare.
It
You
was
didn't want
wrong in
them
the
to-
case of my friend.
He still went to therapy.
It was
What
wrong
is
in
this
the case of my
knucklehead
friend.
talking about?
How do you know?
Because they told me.
How do they know? They never got evaluated.
Oh my gosh! Stop
not
moving the
sure.
goalposts. Why are you such a
They
rat?
came
We're
up-
just
they came
speaking
up
on
to-
her ass.
They came up. No, I told them that they should go seek help.
So
I don't know what happened. in,
first,
like,
the person is supposed to be
years
able to
since they
decide
told
on
me.
themselves,
So
and
we're
now they
just-
can't.
So we're just saying.
So
shit then.
what are
Like,
we
this is
doing?
like-
You can't have your cake and eat it too.
So
Pick
you-
one.
Like
You-
your
you
idea
value-
of the trans thing,
Oh
right? Like
my
your idea is it
gosh.
has to be. You're the one who's saying it has to be like this specific way, and that's it. Like there's no alternate thing that
No,
could be going on.
I'm not saying that actually. I'm just pointing out that you just have no interest in the professional side of our healthcare. Like
What do you mean?
You don't want. You prioritize your well, at least the way you explained it. You prioritize giving your friend the information you thought that they needed to, like you needed to give them.
Well, yeah, they were
rather than just, like-
getting that information from other people, like the other side of the argument, they were getting from other people. So I was presenting a counter argument because I cared about them.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Do you have any other questions?
I don't know. Do you have any questions? I mean, I'm here. I'm here all night.
I mean, I was wondering
Yo,
about,
God bless you,
about
brother. How are you?
the abortion thing. I mean, I'm letting. It's your turn. It's your turn. Go ahead. You can submit to me the scrutiny. It's your turn.
I mean,
How come
I
y'all are
don't
like
know.
trying to leverage the Asmongold thing so heavily?
Y'all are trying to leverage the Asmongold thing, like him
When I
getting.
say y'all, it's because I'm like, yeah, but y'all as in like
Right.
Asmongold is banned clearly for a while. Like he's been
Thank you,
on
Dan.
like a crusade
Dan
of saying some
JD
wild
for the
abhorrent
10 subs on
shit.
Kick. I appreciate it.
Hassan has been banned at least I think 2 times. I think in this.
He got banned a
and
lot less. Hassan has said a lot worse things, and he's gotten banned for a lot less than Aspen.
But he's gotten banned like twice in the span it took Asmongold.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course
but
he stopped
the
arguing.
but
He
the amount,
lost.
right?
So,
Like the
wait,
duration.
that's
of,
not-
Look,
okay,
this
go
has
ahead.
been going on
This
for
is
almost
important,
2
okay?
hours,
The
and he
fact
lost
is that
over an hour
Asmongold
ago.
is actually
God.
like one time
This is
getting
just
banned
a
on the-
courtesy at this point.
He got banned
and
before.
for a
This
long-
isn't his first time.
Well, for a long time now, he has not been banned for all the shit that he has been saying.
Can you give me an example of something that he said that's awful? That's
Um,
ban-worthy. Like that's ban-worthy. That's like something that Hassan wouldn't have said.
There's a solution, but no one wants to talk about that because it'll feel bad. Or let's round up all these people and put them in the work camps and XYZ.
Like
I don't
who?
have to bring up-
Sorry, like who is he talking about specifically?
Yeah, Yeah, of course he changed topic. He
Well, I
lost.
guess
He lost the first 2 topics.
I guess the fucking
done, that's it.
the solution one is about Iran, and the
Okay, and what's the
round up
what's the
people
solution?
in work camps one is the people who are mentally deficient in some way.
Like,
Yeah, I think that was what.
people who are
Or like slow, like Asmongold.
like
Yeah,
slow.
yeah.
Doesn't seem right.
It's an older camp. It's an older clip. So
Is
I
it
mean,
from? Do
listen.
you have the exact clip, or do you have a post on that? Like,
No,
I think the details
look,
matter here.
I mean, the details matter, but like if people actually give a shit, which people just don't give a shit, honestly.
Mhm.
Like they'll go and look up the fucking clip, but like I'm not.
Yeah,
trying
he
to
did call. He
fucking-
admitted to being
I
mentally
honestly just
deficient.
don't give a fuck
I'm
about
at this point.
whole,
I'm
like,
just
online space
watching
shit. I want to know
for
why,
the sake
like,
of fun.
it's
We're not
acceptable
watching
for
because
people
there's
like y'all to
anything else
basically
valuable
denigrate
that
trans
is coming
people
out of
and
his
just
mouth.
spread
Wait,
misinformation.
He's
denigrate
already
trans
buried
people? Like, do you think
himself
I'm
20
denigrating
feet
trans
under, and he's done.
I think by like knowing
Not only
nothing
could he not
about her
answer the
healthcare
questions, he
pretty
kept
much, I think
changing the
you-
You
topic.
said yourself that
He got
I
very
knew about it,
emotional
about that
throughout
one
the entire
So
thing
obviously, I know something.
because
Well, yeah,
Leaflit
I don't think
doesn't
everybody
agree with
knows
him
everything,
in a
right?
lot of different places. So.
No, I mean it took you a while to come to that. I mean, I wouldn't put it past you to start reading something from the cast review or
It's just like
fucking look
Nyara-
something
the
up in
debate
No,
with
moment.
I'm
Nyara.
actually looking at your
Nyara,
model.
and actually,
I
this
have,
guy
like, some
crashed
papers,
out
but they're mostly
way
on it.
sooner
I
than
have some
Nyara
papers,
did.
but they're mostly about like abortion.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm not really too interested in the abortion thing because I just don't think you care about human life to the same degree that I do.
You
I mean, I
don't
disagree.
care about human life, actually,
Oh,
because
because
you
I don't- I
think
don't want
that
to-
it's
I don't-
fine
I
to
don't
end
think
the
that-
life of a child
that
in the womb,
The
and
value
you think
of
it's
human
fine
life
for
is
children
dependent
to be
on-
shot
it's
up
not-
with
it's not,
fake synthetic
subjective
hormones,
as to, like,
and
the
you know later
ideas
on when
of,
they're
like,
older,
the
chop off their
person's
body
life.
parts,
I think
whether
that
it be
the,
their
human
boobs
Letting
or
value
their
iron.
their penis.
I think the human
You're fine with
experience
that.
of
So
everyone
clearly you
involved is
don't
actually
value human
more
life.
valuable
You
than
value the
just
destruction, and you're
specific
so
value of,
delusional
one party.
that
So if a
You
person
you
would
think
have
you're
a better
doing the
human
world a
experience by
favor.
killing you,
You're
is
just
that okay?
destroying the world. It's fine.
No,
It's not like a third
Why
of
not?
Gen Z got aborted or anything.
because I
Yeah,
have my
because
own
all of
agency.
Gen
I
Z that got
didn't
aborted
consent
were
to being
all,
killed,
you know,
neither
Down syndrome and
The
this
baby
and
doesn't
that. Yeah.
consent to being killed.
The baby has no agency besides.
Oh,
before, like,
now
what,
they don't have any
22 something weeks
agency.
before it can actually.
They don't
go
have
outside of
agency,
it.
Let's say that, like, you
period,
get in a
no
car
matter
accident and then you're in a
when.
coma, but you're gonna wake up in say like 9 months. Can I kill you? 'Cause
Well,
you
Well,
have no
eventually I'm gonna
agency.
debate him,
Literally
but
don't
I'm gonna
know
be
that.
honest,
Let's
I'm
say
still
for
kind
the
of
sake of
sick,
argument,
and
for the sake
I'm
of argument, the
fighting
doctor
the
said,
pain in my body
I
right now.
know
So
that in
if I'm
9
better
months,
tomorrow, maybe.
This person will wake up. And I said, well, they have no agency now, and then I
And the
just
thing
shoot
is,
them.
I won't debate him entirely
Well,
with numbers.
In that case, I
I'm
do
going
have
to
agency because the
pin
doctor,
him.
the professional
No.
doctor, is saying,
You're KO'd.
I'm going to
and
wake
show
up
him
in
how
9
he,
months.
in
So
fact,
yes,
doesn't
I do
value
have
life.
agency in that case.
No.
They're determining I'm going to survive.
You don't,
Yes.
because you can't do anything to stop it.
It's clear that
You
he
have no say.
has no love
You're
for
unconscious.
anybody.
So
I'm
you have
Not
no
even,
agency.
and the fact that he's
I'm not
trans,
connected to
he has no love
the-
for himself.
Wait,
You
hold
don't
on,
love
wait a minute,
yourself.
wait a
If
minute,
you
wait a
loved
minute.
yourself, you would have
So now you're
stayed just the way you were.
connecting- wait, so
You
now you're comparing,
maybe you
like,
would have dressed
me
more
and my, like,
femininely.
lived
Not that I
life
agree with that either,
experience, right?
but I'd rather
I'm
you
going
not
through
chop
the
off your
life
body
I've been
parts
through right
or
now,
go,
like, that's
you know,
comparable
drink
to
the
a baby
Kool-Aid that, you know,
who
messes
can't
with your
survive
hormones.
outside of the mother. Like, that's
In fact,
comparable.
I'd say the baby actually has
Agency
has
has
more because they
nothing
have
to
more
do
life
with
potential.
survival. Agency has to do whether you
Wait,
Because
can
when
actually
you kill the baby, you're not only killing the baby, you're killing
take care
all
of
versions
yourself,
of them.
or
No,
it's
no,
in addition to being able to take care of yourself, you have to make conscious decisions
Sure,
that you
go ahead.
understand, and children don't understand. Babies don't understand.
We
They don't
know
have fully
that they
developed
are going
conscience.
to wake up in 9 months.
Yes,
So
you.
how do I have? Okay, so how does that baby who has no potential of living outside of the mother's womb before a certain point in time, how do they have more life potential than me, who's going to wake up in 9
Because you're
months
older.
and continue living my life? Oh.
Because you're older,
Oh.
and then they actually have more life to live.
So
Because when you kill a
like,
baby, right? When you kill a baby, you're simultaneously killing not only the baby but also like them as a child, them as a teenager.
You're killing
them
their
as an adult,
potential
them as a
for
grandparent.
a
You're killing them all.
Full
along.
life, a
And-
full
and
cycle
all,
of human
all
life.
of the kids that are
But
connected.
by
to
your
them.
logic again, like as long as that woman just gives birth and a serial killer kills him, I guess it's just less cringe, you know?
I mean, the serial killer thing is a completely different argument.
You don't want to
Like,
have
you
that
can
The
one.
bring
serial
that
killer
up. No, we
argument,
can have that
at the
argument,
very
but, like,
least, the
we can't have
serial
that
killer
argument unless we
acknowledges that
determine
what they're
the
doing
value of human
is
life.
murder. It doesn't make it
Because I don't know
right.
how
It's
you
actually
could
pretty
possibly have
awful.
that argument.
Well, you
But
wanted
there
to
is a
actually
delusion
debate me
in
on
abortion
that.
saying that you're not murdering a life. But this guy,
That's why I was
I'm gonna
asking you,
message her. Hold
like,
on. 'cause
That's why I I was asking you, like, when, like, is the human life subjective? Like, this is all connected to answering that question. Like, we cannot answer that question unless we cannot answer the question of like whether or not that was an appropriate thing to say until we go through these steps. It's the final boss of the argument.
An appropriate thing to say? I don't give a fuck. Okay, I don't give a fuck personally. The appropriate thing to say? Wow.
What are you
I
trying to
don't,
do?
I don't care about what. No. I'm talking to you. I don't care about the appropriate thing to say. Okay. Like,
Oh,
if
you
it's
don't
just the truth,
care.
it's the
Then get
fucking
the hell
truth.
out.
It's
Nobody
worth to
wants you
engage
here,
in
bro.
nuance.
If you're not gonna have an
I
argument and be
personally
respectful, get
don't
out.
care
are you
about the
talking
children
about?
who cannot.
Leaflit.
I'm
I
going to
pray
monologue.
to God,
I
stop talking to this
personally just do not
psycho.
care
Like,
about
he
the
doesn't give
children
a
who cannot
give
survive
he doesn't give a
outside
flying
of the
duck.
mother's womb past
He doesn't care about life. He doesn't care about himself. He probably doesn't care about just anything in general, bro. Is dead on the inside. He has, fried his brain. What does he care if everything else goes down the toilet? He doesn't give.
Not going in there happy willy-nilly, excited to get rid of babies.
Then
And
don't
even
do
if
it.
You think it's
Then
wrong
don't
for them
do
to
it.
fucking give an abortion. That's not up to you, and I don't care. I personally just don't care. If you don't care that I will wake up in 9 months in the future because an unborn baby has more life expectancy than me, then I don't understand how the conversation can fucking continue.
And
You
now
just
he's
don't
going
value
into the
human
trans
life to
thing
the
because
same
it's like,
degree that
well,
I
if
do.
you don't let me transition,
I
then you
actually
don't
think
care about my
about
life.
what-
Here's the
I
thing.
actually
How
think
about I get
about
you a
what is
therapist
best for
that
the
doesn't
baby
encourage you to
and
chop
what
off your
I
body
do.
parts,
You're saying,
and you
I mean, your point. This is you're
understand
making the
that
point
maybe you're a feminine
I
man.
value
Shut
human
up,
life so
Ava. I'm gonna
much,
be honest. Shut
okay
up.
with killing the kid.
You
No,
lost.
you value
That's
You're a
what
human
you're
terrible
saying.
person.
less. You
How
value
is
human
You
that
have
life
no
less.
debating skills.
It's
You're
not
overly
possible.
emotional.
You don't
And
want
you're
to
trying to
engage in
strawman her
nuance. You
so
don't.
hard,
You don't.
and it's not
You don't.
working.
You don't.
You've
wanna engage in
exposed
nuance with
yourself
with the
to be a
trans stuff,
terrible human
obviously,
being.
You want to engage in nuance there, but with abortion, you don't. You just said all baby killing is just bad, basically. No nuance needed.
Yes,
It's just
yes,
bad.
all baby killing is bad. That's right.
And I think that's cringe.
Yo, Leaf, don't
That's
laugh,
cringe.
girl.
Like, you're
Please
loading
don't
it.
laugh,
You're
Leaf.
loading it.
Don't
I
laugh.
like, people can clip. Okay, clip it. Whatever. I don't care. People can clip it. That's just so cringe. Like, no nuance is worthy to engage with, to where it's no longer cringe. Like, you think it's less cringe for a serial killer who enjoys
listen,
killing babies.
That's why I
than
asked.
abortion.
That's why I asked
Holy
you.
smokes.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why I
He
asked
crashed
you.
out way sooner than
You said
Yara did, by the way. I
nuance,
think
right?
Yara
said,
crashed
give
out
me
like
a
within like hour
situation of
3 or
nuance,
something
and that's what I'm
of
asking you
their
right
debate like a
now.
few months ago. It's
I gave
insanity.
you so many like nuanced situations.
That's
in the
what I'm
beginning of the
asking you
fucking
is
discussion.
where is the value? Where does the value reside in the baby? Where is it? Where does it come from?
I keep
The pre
All right,
20-week baby. Where does the value come from? Where is it?
the value doesn't come from me. The
Where does
value
it come
doesn't
from?
come from me.
Yes. Where
The
does it
value
come from? From where?
The value comes
From where?
from the intention to take that child to birth.
Which is subjective, right? So the value of the child is subjective. That's the only thing I can infer from you saying that.
So what does that mean? What does that do for you? I keep telling you.
That
I
means
don't
that
care
whether
about
or not the
19
child
week
has
old.
value, it depends on whether the mom feels like it.
So what does that do for you? What does that do with the
So
reality
if
of the situation?
the reality-
that there are,
So what I'm
Like,
saying is that your
The
idea
reality
of the
is you're a
value of life is
murderer,
subjective.
Ava.
That's it. Period. It's subjective as to like what the mother wants, which is why I think you value life less, because I don't think it's subjective.
no, I value life way more than
You
You
don't
just said
value
it's subjective. You just said
the
life
shoes
is
on your
subjective
feet.
to a person's
Be
whim.
quiet.
I didn't.
You value nothing.
Yes, it's their
You
whim.
have
whether or
a
not they want to have
perverted
it or
view
not.
of what
How
value
many
is.
times
The
do I have
moment
to
you
say
say it's
professional
fine
evaluation,
for
professional
a
evaluation,
life,
professional evaluation,
professional
evaluation,
nothing.
evaluation.
These people have an
Professional
incentive.
evaluation of the
to end
is
life.
based on
Biology
the value
dictates
of the
that
life is
when
dependent on
a
the mom and the
sperm
doctor
and an
having a
ovum come
meeting and talking
together,
about it. Subjective.
creates
It's still
life.
subjective.
That's not.
the life is
It
already
it's
there.
subjective. What can it be?
So what does
What-
this do?
what
Whether
else
that
can it be?
human
What does
is
this
5
do for-
weeks
what does
old
this
or
do for
their
you? Whether it's
mother's
subjective
already
or
given birth,
subjective or not,
that
what does it do
life
for
has
you?
life
Are you
throughout the
engaging with what I'm actually
entire
saying?
thing.
Yes, you're telling me that
No,
that you
you're not
value.
engaging with what
You're
I'm
telling
saying.
me that you value human life more, and I'm saying that's not true because you're saying it's subjective. I'm saying it's not
That's
subjective.
all I'm saying. That's all. So you can just repeat back
His
what I
his
said.
honestly,
what I've
like this
explained
debate
multiple
ended
times.
up a
You can
long
kinda,
time
repeat
ago.
back,
Like
what my position
You're
is
not.
on this.
You're not admitting.
It's
You're
done.
not admitting
It's
the
done.
thing.
You
Like,
lost.
You're
Ava,
not
you
admitting
lost.
the logical
Please.
No,
conclusion
you're-
of
Just
your
send
argument.
yourself to the
You're
mental
trying to
hospital
do
and
the
I'll send
thing
you a
right now.
card.
You want me
God
to
bless.
like, oh, you don't value human life. You think it's subjective, and I'm like, no, I don't think that's kind of cringe. I don't
That's
like.
what you said.
I don't like. No, that's cringe.
How is it not
That's
subjective then, from your
cringe.
point of view?
There's
How is it not? How is it not?
That's
Okay, how is it
cringe.
not?
You're
You
like
can
that
keep saying
one
nuance,
lady
but
who
it
said
doesn't change the fact that it's
to
subjective. So I'm
the
asking you,
people
okay,
in
tell me how it's not
the
subjective.
Minnesota daycare.
Like if I'm
It's like, don't
misunderstanding,
open
if
up.
I am misunderstanding
Don't
you,
open up.
explain how it's not
Don't
subjective.
open
No,
up.
can you engage with what I'm saying, please? I don't.
Oh,
I'm tired
Lord.
of you.
I am.
I'm tired of me. No, I'm tired of me saying.
I'm tired of
something
you.
and you asking me what I mean by the thing. Like,
You're not making sense. That's
engage
why.
with what I'm saying.
It doesn't
'cause
make
you're
sense
not
because-
engaging.
I'm
You're
not
not
engaging.
engaging.
I'm engaging as
You're
hard
just
as
mentally
possible.
ill, my
But
guy.
you couldn't be engaging any harder.
Professionals have
go back and
agendas.
forth.
If
They
y'all
go
don't
with
believe
me
that Big
yapping
Pharma
and then
wants you to be
saying,
their
well,
client for
this
life, the
doesn't make
customer
sense
for life,
because you said-
you're
Like,
living
can
under a
you-
rock.
can
They
you,
will
like,
not sell you the
engage,
cure.
engage. What do
Now,
you think
obviously,
about
some
what I'm
things like,
saying?
I'm
you know,
engaging
real
literally right
crazy
now.
diseases
I
that
asked
you don't
you,
have control over, there's not much information. Okay,
What I'm saying
I can
is
trust the
that
professionals more, but for
what
things
I'm
that
telling you
have
is that
solutions already,
you're-
that people
you
don't want to
said
take, they want to just take the
that-
pill.
That
They want to chop
I
off
don't
whatever
value life
instead
as
of
much as you
accepting
do.
reality for what
You
it is.
do.
But hey, you
And
know
I'm
what?
telling you, according to your line of logic, I'm
What
engaging
do
with your
I
logic.
know?
I'm
I'm just
understanding
a
your
pink
logic.
gremlin.
That it is subjective. Therefore, I don't agree with your prescription. I don't agree with your
What is my
analysis.
prescription?
Your analysis. I
What's
don't
my
agree
analysis?
with your analysis that you think that you value life more than me. I don't think it's true.
You can't. So you can't summarize the thing I've been.
I did. It's subjective. It's subjective according to what you said. That's the only thing you can infer
It's
from
just-
it. There's no other way. There's no way to infer objectivity from your argument.
You
Man, I need a
I don't know how
massage
to
gun for
describe,
my
like, I'm
neck.
taking into
I
account
have one
more
on
than
throne,
just the
but
baby's
like,
life. I'm
oh
taking
man,
into
let me
account
just
the
buy it
baby
because my neck is
and the
killing
mother
me.
and like what's best for everyone
sick
moving
sucks.
forward past a certain point of time. I don't know how to explain that without you like harping on the subjectivity point or
So
something.
you want
like
to
that.
talk
I just
about it
don't
on
know
a
how to.
scale, as in like, so okay, so what you're talking about is you're talking about it on a scale, as in the value of the life is in opposition to the woman's like the woman's quality of life. I assume, is that the argument you're making?
It's not just a woman's quality of life
What is it then?
At a certain point. At a certain point, no, I'm saying at a certain point, it's not just a woman's quality of life.
Okay, so does
Once it,
okay, go on.
so
What are you weighing on the
as
scale?
So as I'm saying, is that once it becomes deterministic, which is around 22, 23 weeks, that the baby has a chance of survival outside of the womb, it is better to give that baby because that is when the babies have the potential to actually be something without being attached to the mother anymore. It is better to take into account the baby's livelihood.
So he's saying as long as the mother can have a as long as the baby can be at least premature,
there are going to be some scenarios,
then it's fine.
like, and obviously, I'm not even going to engage with the rape one. I'm not going to engage with the rape one. But there are scenarios where
Can you-
children are
can you
just
give me an
not
example?
developing.
Give me an
or
example
children are-
of a scenario, and
I can maybe see some, you know, where his heart is trying to be, but he is very much blinded by,
without lungs, or like
you
isn't
know,
going to like be able to live with like.
look, if the baby
Because it's, like,
Okay.
ends up
it has
passing
a
away after
conformity.
it's
Hold on,
born,
okay.
it's
It has-
unfortunate, but
yeah.
you know,
that
some
is a
people
very
will.
small let's talk about
But it's
the,
also a
the
very
average
small
case.
percentage.
Let's
No,
talk
I'm-
about the
I
average
don't
case.
care. No,
It's
I don't
important.
care. No, it's not important.
Okay,
Engage
let me-
with what I'm
I'm done with
saying.
him.
let me engage with-
You're
let me
an
engage with what you're
absolute
saying
piece
then,
of
okay?
trash, Ava.
I agree with you. In those cases, if the child has no lungs and they're gonna die anyway, sure, we'll make a little trade. We'll make a deal. We'll make a deal. Listen.
No,
let me finish.
no,
We're gonna
in
make a
this-
deal.
No,
We're
in
gonna
this
make a deal.
scenario, you're-
Okay.
Mhm.
Yes. In those cases, okay, abortion's okay. We ban it for everything else.
No, that's not a fucking deal. No,
Why is
the
that not a
deal
deal?
is you
Ken, there we
accepting
go.
that yes, there are reasons to engage with nuance, and that I'm
That's
factually
specific
correct
cases.
here.
That's
Shut
specific
up.
case.
No.
I'm carving- I'm
No.
carving
No,
out.
You don't want to engage with the fucking nuance. You just
No,
want to
you
value
just
the-
want to be an
I'm doing-
asshole
value
and
the life
demonic. Shush.
expectancy of that child. You don't know how that child is going to
Okay.
end up
If-
as it gestates. You
if
don't
there's
know.
a
We
risk
don't
to their
know.
life and they
Anything
pass
could
away after,
happen.
you know,
So
that's-
there
It's
is-
called
you know,
doing
it's
it
sad,
far
it's
out
heartbreaking.
to find out what you actually
want to
believe.
be-
But giving that baby at least a
Yes,
fighting
that's why
chance,
I want
you don't love
professionals
humanity.
and people
Because
to
if they even
evaluate
have
this, but
a
you
1%
don't.
So
chance
let's say
of making
in
it,
those cases,
wouldn't you
so
take
do
that
you
1%
disagree with it in the
chance?
cases where
But
it's
you know
purely
what? You
elective
don't
then?
care because you don't value humanity. You don't
Like,
value
if we do a
anything.
carve out,
You
okay,
don't have any
rape,
values.
incest, life of the mother, child has no
Absolute
lungs,
demonic.
the child's gonna die anyway. We take all of
Absolutely
those.
demonic.
Again, 2%.
Oh my gosh.
2% of it, and then and then we ban those, as in like, sorry, in those cases we allow it. We have a little thing where we allow them to do it, and then for the other 98% we ban it. Are you okay with that?
Can I ask why it's only bad if they die?
What? What do you mean?
Can I ask why it's only bad if they die? Like, this is the only thing I think you really care about is like the death aspect of it.
Wait. Oh, who dies? Sorry, can you like
when anyone dies, like this is like the one thing that you just like
Take
care
care.
about more. Like,
Stay safe.
dying's a
Beer
pretty
Ninja,
big
God bless
deal.
you.
People die when they're killed.
no, wait, but
Don't worry.
why are these things like
Timothy,
deterministically bad? It seems.
Why
like,
is it bad
if
when
they
a
die?
person dies?
Well, I'm asking you in your own question. Yes, I mean, in your own for your own answer. Yes.
Like how can you tell me? Like how can you tell me that you care more about life when you're trying to say that it doesn't matter when people die? Like what are you talking about?
Because earlier I asked you stuff on the trans healthcare stuff, and you said that could you show me like the suicide statistics on the detransition thing? Because if we could show that if
Because it's the worst thing that can happen.
Because if you could show that leading people to detransition leads to suicide, then that would be bad. But past that point, you don't really care of engaging with like the other like factors that leads to that death. Like you just think the death part is bad. You don't care about the other
Death
factors
is the easiest.
involved.
Suicide is the easiest metric that we can have. Like measuring it by happiness or whatever. A lot of it's really subjective. And again, how do you know that they're not happy or the other way? How do you know that?
Why is transition
How do
only
you measure
good
that?
if they don't die?
How do you measure
Well,
that they're happier than the people that detransition?
Because it's studied.
So, where?
Because
Well,
it's
actually, hold on.
studied.
How do you
First of
determine
all,
that in a study?
where's the study?
Let me
Second of all, can you
actually
draw
answer this
a
in a more succinct,
logical, conclusion
way.
as to what leads to one side being more happy or not without
When you
using the
find
study
out that you're not trans
as the primary
and you
thing?
just, like,
Let your
detransition,
opinion
that's,
or
like,
your view
I think
take
that's
the
a
center
normal
stage and then
experience
provide
people just
evidence
figure
as
out.
to that.
They're not trans. They're not trans.
I'm gonna be honest. I
But
think I might like
typically
jump off of
speaking,
this
when people
because
go through
it's
the process
absolutely
of hormone
bonkers. This
replacement
guy already
therapy,
lost.
Social transitioning, potentially surgery and stuff, typically the regret rate for those things is pretty abysmally low because they know that they're trans and that they have.
Do you mind if I look it up?
Yes, you can. Yeah, you can look it up. Yep, look it up. Look it up. Why is transition like only good if they don't die though? Like, that's what I'm like kind of.
Well, sorry, go ahead.
Like, is transition only good if they don't die?
Is transition only good if they don't die? Actually, I don't hold that belief.
So would you be supportive of gender affirming care? Like, you can, like I'm saying, you can look all this up, but gender affirming care keeps trans people from not dying. So like you'd be in favor of that, right?
Where's the data of that? I mean, I provided you a case in which that isn't the case.
Hi, hello. Listen, I'm saying, hey, me as a trans person, you can look up all this stuff later. I don't want you to engage with like data and stuff.
Well, I'm not going to agree with something that you're not providing evidence of.
No, this is like a simple thing. This is a healthcare thing. I care about you having healthcare. So yes, answer the question.
Wait, can you ask it then again? Just so I'm clear what you're asking.
Why is transition like? Is it only good if they don't die? Like, if I'm telling you that our like,
I think there are reasons that I think there are.
Yeah,
reasons
and I want to know like
that
how
it
long
would
does
be
this
good.
happiness last?
I
Do
think
these
most
people
people
that
don't want
transition,
ours.
like let's say after a 6-month period of transitioning,
regardless
and going all the way,
of that,
do they
believe
end their
that it's
lives?
worth
Are
it
they more
for us to go
miserable?
through,
You know, is it
gender-affirming
you know
care
the
so we can
effect
live a
of
better
having
life experience?
done it
Depends.
now and it's new, it's fresh, and then
I
once
don't agree.
you
I
know
don't agree
that
it
excitement,
leads
once
to a
that
life experience
you
for
know
most people.
cloud
Because
is
the problem with
gone
trans
and they
stuff is
realize
there's
the
a lot of
reality of
reasons
what
that
they've
people
done,
can't.
are they
Like,
still happy
all
or are they more
psychiatric
depressed?
institutions have agreed that gender affirming care is a treatment for gender dysphoria.
No,
so like, I just,
they haven't determined that it was.
And my
that
question
it's
is,
actually a
who's
good thing.
who's coming up
That's
with these
the point.
studies?
That's
Is
the
it the
point,
big
that
pharma?
in the study that
Is
I
it an
told you,
independent
in that
study?
cases, I know
Do
it
we have
involves
control
you. I know it
groups?
involves
Like, what
you,
are we
but
doing?
it specifically says that in the data.
when-
That's why I'm
when's the
asking you
catheter-
if you have data. If you have data against that, then you can provide it. But I haven't seen it. The cast review is the most recent one, and they were forced. By the way, they were forced in court themselves to say that it wasn't the case.
Thank you, Minor Zekron,
They
for
had
the $1 Rumble ramp.
the top arguer, the top lawyer,
just upload a
pro-trans
GIF
lawyer,
instead of Skype.
was forced in court to admit this.
What do you mean? There is no static image. I'm just not moving.
That
My neck is a
transition
bit
did
stiff
not
right now
lead
because I'm
to
sick.
lowering
So
of
I'm not
suicide
moving
rates.
much.
That there was no correlation in the data. And again, that is
Which
a
I'm sorry, guys.
trans,
I'm still recovering
pro
from being
trans,
sick, so my neck
pro-trans
is a bit stiff.
advocates being forced in court to admit that. So it's not like the person hates trans people.
So you are going to look up like this information after stream or during stream.
Sure,
and
send it
stuff,
to me.
right?
Send it to me. The one that you.
Oh,
have.
I'm not sending. No, I'm not sending it to you. No.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm telling you, mine is it's the cast review.
Oh,
So you're just going to look at
my
the cast review, nothing else? That's it?
gosh.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
the
gonna
most
send you
recent one.
anything.
It's the most
I'm
recent
not
one.
gonna
It
show you
has
where
like
I
the
got
most
my
rigorous
sources.
testing because like it was actually
I'm a
fought
great
over in
debater.
court.
My name is Wama.
So it actually has
I'm a
the
dude.
highest standards out of like any of the
Yeah,
data.
no. My guy.
Not even like the Utah study. I
This
think
is
it was
pathetic,
Utah
bro.
who did like a study and they just completely like ignored
Again,
the studies.
the
that showed
cast
gender
review was
affirming care.
argued in court,
Oh,
so it has a much
that
higher
was
standard
also
of
argued
data.
in court, actually. That
Okay,
was
can you
also
link it to me
argued in
then?
court, actually.
Link me the specific one because Utah. I don't know which state that one is.
Yeah.
Like, my thing about gender affirming healthcare is that it's not
Got you,
healthcare,
got
it's
you,
actually
got you, got
destruction
you.
of your body, even if you don't admit
Yep.
it. And it's not like, oh, you know, I need knee surgery because my body is kind of collapsing on itself and I might lose my leg. This is, I feel like a million feelings and I can't handle life anymore. I'm weak mentally. So I'm just gonna go shoot myself up and with synthetic materials and then, you know,
Kids
just chop
should
off
not be
my
transitioning,
parts.
Period. End of story. Minors should not be
Like,
transitioning. Period. End of story.
That
Interesting.
what's
Fuck,
the
I guess,
benefit?
we did these studies for just no reason. Just fuck it.
You're still mentally ill. It doesn't change anything. No, your avatar for your channel, not your actual avatar that you stream with. I don't think I can have a
Minors should not be transitioning
GIF
from
on my
stories.
profile. Can I? Oh my goodness. I'm just baffled
what are you
by
trying to prove with
the
this, by the way? This
lack
article?
of by the lack of intellect
Well,
this
is
individual
this is more
protrudes.
recent than the cast
Yeah,
review,
but
you
what
know?
are you
It's
trying to prove
like
in this? This is an article.
he already like lost
this
a long
isn't a
time
study.
ago. I'm gonna be
Yes,
honest.
this
This
is an
is
article
just
that
him
there was
getting
supposed to be a
further
study
buried
on
in his
trans
arguments.
healthcare, and
Yeah,
they
where's
did
the
a
study?
on
Where's the
trans
study?
healthcare.
What study? Where's the study?
And
This is an article.
Yeah,
This
it's
is-
just
this
enabling
is a
people.
journal
So
article. This
if
isn't
let's
a
say
study at all.
we want a
my
drug addict,
God.
right?
Did
Let's say
I
I'm a
was
drug
linking
addict
you a fucking study?
and I
That's what I asked for.
need drugs or I'm going to die.
No,
But
you
I'm not
didn't.
really
You
gonna
asked me
die.
about
It's
the
just
Utah
that like if you
thing.
don't give it to me,
Yeah, which is the study I was asking for.
I'm gonna go end my life because you're not giving me what I want. Should we just give the drug addict more drugs? Sure, we should wean them off slowly, but we should just keep giving them more and more and pumping them more and more and making it stronger every time. Ridiculous. Nobody would say that. Unless you're mentally ill like this person.
Here. Oh,
I don't
just link you this.
understand.
Sure.
And the logic still follows because you're enabling something that isn't to truly save your life. It is to satisfy an addiction or some sort of lack of
I'm gonna link
self-esteem
you this
inside of yourself
document. It's on the
in a
integrity
way
of
that
the
is actually
cast
very
review thing.
destructive to your body.
I'm trying to get you to engage with the fact that there are states and legislations asking for studies
No,
to
he's
be
not
made,
a Klingo boss. He admitted
then
himself
people
that he's probably
work
going to
on these
lose or
studies
something,
to
or
figure
that
out
he's
the
not
best type of
in
care,
the
and then
proper
they
position
figure
that
out
he's going to get
that, oh,
slammed
gender affirming
basically
care
by
is
Leaflit. And he
actually
did.
important and
He just
works
humiliated
and is a
himself
treatment for
and
gender
he
dysphoria.
showed the world.
But
So when
people
normal people
decide,
go
like,
back
in that
to
article
watch this,
that
they're
you
going to
read,
see just how
minors
mentally
and
gone this
people
guy
like that
is
should just
and how he
not
truly
be able
doesn't
to
value
receive
life. He's been
this type
exposed
of
for
treatment
hating
because
life.
they just don't believe it. That's bad. I don't think the government should have any say in any healthcare decisions. Personally, I think
Yeah, but you
professionals
rely
and
on the
medical care
government,
providers should
people's
be doing
tax
those studies
dollars,
and reviews and XYZ.
in order
like,
to do this. You
I don't
don't
think
save
the
your own
government
money
should have the
and get your
final
surgery.
say
You have to
over
rely on
who
the government to
should
pay
be
it
able
for
to
you.
have our healthcare, basically. Like, I think that'd be fucked up in any other scenario.
Wait, so this isn't a study. This is a critique of CAS. This is an actual study.
Oh, there you go.
Well, no, well, this is. Oh, I'm letting you know that you can read through all this, but it goes over like
This
the.
is like 50 pages, by the way.
Yeah, I know. You can if you care about the cast.
Yeah, but
review,
this
cast review or
isn't
whatever, you'll go
actually
through
a study. This is a critique of CAS.
Well, when you read through the thing, it explains why the cast
So
review
the argument is
cast
that
review
she doesn't
obfuscates
care
data to achieve
about,
the
you know,
conclusion of
trans
the cast
people,
review's
that she doesn't
purpose
care
of
about their
being
health
commercial.
care. When in reality their health care isn't health care, it's
You
destroying
can
their
read it if you
lives.
care about it.
It's quite
But
long.
it's
gonna take me a
it's in
while.
the
It's like
disguise of
39
it's
pages.
being health care for them, gender
take you a
Let
while.
me
affirming
try
care.
to analyze it like this.
You don't have to. You don't have to read it all in this fucking. You don't have to read in this all fucking. This whole fucking stream. But like, you're really hell bent on staying on like the cast review stuff and like
Well, I mean,
the.
it is an important piece of data. That's why, again, that was actually critiqued in
Yeah.
court.
So, but
And again, like I
want,
said,
like,
the
your
guy admitted it. Like the person who was presenting on behalf of that was on the behalf of the pro trans actually had to admitted that it was that it didn't
So,
show that it didn't
Personally,
show a
because
reduction
it's
in.
been like 2 hours, and I mean it's been clear for at least an hour that this man has already lost the conversation. I'm just gonna kind of stop it right here. What we can do is tomorrow we can pick up. So I'm at like the 2 hour 18-minute mark. If anybody wants to save that, and we can watch the rest tomorrow on stream. Tomorrow night if you guys want. I'm not gonna be streaming Thursday, Friday, Saturday, because I'm gonna be chrismated on Saturday at my parish. So I have to prepare. It's Holy Week. Friday, gonna be an important day as well. So I'm just gonna be streaming. I streamed yesterday, streamed today, and I'm gonna stream again tomorrow. I don't know when I'm gonna have a debate with this guy. It depends on how I'm feeling. I still feel kind of sick, to be honest, and I had to push myself to kind of watch this, to be honest, and it just, to me, like, it's already done. Cooked. He cooked himself. He failed to really answer and follow the logic, and he raised his voice constantly and got emotional and strawman her argument, or tried to strawman her arguments multiple times and other things like that. So it's clear that
By Celestium.
he is not serious, and it's really sad. I know I kind of did a little bit of perhaps mocking, because I got so angry seeing him, and sure, maybe this is just a way to anger people and things like that, so that he can play victim later. But he is not sound of mind, so I'm really surprised he even does debates, because he's not sound of mind, and admitted so. So really unfortunate. It really is unfortunate. People like Kim need a lot of help, and I will be praying for him, regardless of how I feel and how upsetting it is to have somebody like this go constantly in a circle. I do think that, just like anybody else, he needs the love and grace of God. I don't know how far he's taken his transitioning, but I pray that if he has done it, that he kind of recapacitates and sees that his life was valuable as a full man and not partial, and that he doesn't need to do any of this for validation, or because his life doesn't matter. But I don't know, man. I get upset with these people because it's clear that a lot of them are dishonest and very demonic in their behavior, but it also breaks my heart because, and obviously I'm not Jesus, right? I'm not God. I don't know exactly what the Lord feels like all the time, but I can imagine, seeing his creation doing this level of damage, at times irreparable to itself. I can't imagine that God feels happy by any stretch of the imagination. And sure, he may allow it. We have free will, right? At the end of the day, he could stop it. But we have free will because of him. And my prayer is that they just accept Christ someday, because this is just ridiculous, man. I feel really bad for these people. I really do. But what can you do, right? Everybody chooses for themselves what it is that they want to do with their lives. And you can't force a horse to drink from water. You can't force somebody to leave a burning building. You can only warn them and hope that, you know, the consequences aren't so brutal that their life ends without them repenting. But I don't know. Oh man, so disappointing. And this is the kind of stuff that they push on my generation very frequently. These two topics, abortion and transgenderism. It's really sad. We have let ourselves be destroyed from the inside. We've let these ideologies determine how, you know, we live. Some people have gone as far as ending their own lives over something they didn't have to end their lives over. And I don't know how to fight against it. You know, I'm only one person. I'm a small creator. But my hope, like I told you guys yesterday during stream, because I remembered that even my own mom aborted, you know, who would have been my younger sibling. And I just want to fight. I want to be a voice in this space. And sure, maybe VTubing isn't, you know, go be a warrior and save people's lives, but it's a medium, and I'm going to use that medium to reach the people of my generation. Anybody who says, oh, but you're not respecting VTubing. I respect if people want to do the traditional VTubing stuff, that's fine, but I see it as a way not only to enjoy some of the hobbies I have, but to really reach people with the gospel and with reality that is so lacking. And sure, being a VTuber, you know, you watch your favorite VTuber, you watch your favorite movie to escape, but I do think there's a space for people who, you know, dabble in reality and are helping people kind of think differently in a way that could potentially, you know, benefit them in the long term. So, and fighting, right? Because against these ideologies that have clearly become so, that have permeated, you know, whether in the gaming space, whether in the VTubing space, if you look, and then there are people on the right and who maybe hold my beliefs, and they go to the far extreme and say, yeah, no, let's just destroy anime. I don't think we should do that either. Use it to get your message across. It's medium. Respect the origins, of course. But if there's something good to say, then, I mean, I see no reason not to say it. And that's why I keep spreading the gospel. That's why I keep talking about Jesus, because it's something really important. And not only do I really enjoy anime, a lot of other people my age, you know, maybe a bit older as well, you know, these are people that may never step into a church. They may never hear reality. Maybe, you know, they're on the verge of ending their life because they don't know, they don't have another way out, and could be the one who helps provide that. So I may not ever be big as, you know, Hololive, Iron Mouse, or any of these other indies, because what I say is controversial for your space. But I'm here to, you know, continue to spread the gospel regardless of where my channel goes. And I really appreciate you guys for subscribing. Jay Freezy, thank you for subscribing here on Kick. I really appreciate it. Thank you for all the follows and everything. You guys have been really amazing. And I hope that we can continue to, you know, stand together and keep fighting against the evil that's in this world. I hope that I grow beyond where I am. And I think we need more people like Leaflit, myself, Kirsha, speaking up and being active. And I don't think we can do it, you know, obviously without God's support, first and foremost, but you guys as well. So please continue to support Leaflit. Please continue to support Kirsha. Please continue to support me if you're able to. You know, share content, you know, make clips, you know, do memes. If we want to fight against this evil, we need to use similar tactics, but make it our own, right?
Folded
Embrace
hands emoji.
Thank you, Polygon, for the 500 kicks. I appreciate it. And Leaflit follower, thank you for your kicks earlier as well. So let's keep doing this. Let's keep pushing forward. And I'm gonna go ahead and raid Leaflit now. I'm sure a lot of you were already probably watching her. Tomorrow on stream, hopefully I'm feeling good and the person doesn't want a debate. I could probably do next week or maybe even on Sunday, I'm not sure. But we'll go over the rest of their debate if there's anything else that they've said prior or after the 2 hour and 18-minute mark. And if we have time for other stuff, I want to watch more of the Isabel Brown video. Yeah, I love you guys very much. I'll see you tomorrow night at around 6 p.m. EDT or EST or whatever you want to call it. And I love you all. Thank you for your support. And make sure to join my Discord server if you haven't. We do Bible studies on Saturdays. And if you're wanting to join a community with a lot of amazing people, it's discord.gg/Celestium. All right. Have a good night, beans. Take care. Bye.